everybody. This is game number 9 of the Nancy Drew series, Danger on Deception Island. This is my best friend Holland. She has not played this game yet in the series. She's played a little over half the games, and she's been kind of bouncing around, not playing them chronologically, but it just so happened that since this was the next one for me to stream, and she has not yet played this one, we figured we were going to marathon it together. So we're just going to probably do a really long stream, and hopefully we'll get some people in and out to chat. But we're just going to go ahead and get started.
Okay. So.
Welcome to my latest case, Danger on Deception Island.
Oh, wait,
to learn how to play, choose Gameplay Overview. When you're ready to start the game, choose either. Dear Ned, here I am on a ferry bound for Deception Island, one of the San Juan Islands off the coast of Washington State. George's friend, Katie Firestone, is expecting me. Katie's a marine biologist who's doing research into deep water parasitic growth. She also owns a whale watching boat and takes tours out practically every day. I should be excited, but for some reason I feel on edge, like something's out of whack. Maybe it's because George and Beth arranged this little vacation for me, and sometimes their plans don't work out so well. Or maybe it's because we're about to dock at a place called Snake Horse Harbor. Kind of a creepy name for a town, don't you think? Or maybe it's because I haven't been on vacation for so long that I've forgotten how to relax. Anyway, we're here. It's not raining, but it's not sunny either. It's just kind of gray. Maybe that's why I feel so strange. Ever yours, Nancy.
Or maybe it's because Nancy never gets a vacation. Because even if she's on vacation, people are going to ask me to do chores for her.
Katie?
Can you take out the garbage?
You must be Nancy. I'm Katie Firestone. Come on, I'll take you down to the boat.
Is it too loud for you?
No, that's good. Let's float down to the boat.
Great timing, huh? I just got back from getting some groceries. George could not have picked a better time to arrange for you to come out here. Just last week, this orca showed up in the channel, and now it... Oh my gosh, what happened? Someone tore the place apart.
Is that the danger part? Looks like
The engine's a mess, parts are missing, others are damaged. Why would somebody do this?
Do you have any idea who did this?
No. Look, you're on vacation.
This is a dumb question.
Just go relax. Or bike into town, or take my kayak out. It's at the end of the dock. Just always wear your life jacket, and don't go past the channel markers. And if the fog starts coming in, head to shore fast. The fog we get around here is as thick as cotton. And never go out without a GPS. That's a global positioning system. Mine's somewhere around here. Anyway, your bunk's the empty one below. Why don't you go unpack?
The empty one below. Am I in the boat?
Help?
Nope, I'm all unpacked.
No, don't help me with my luggage.
So this is Katie's boat. You can take a look around. This is obviously where you sleep, on this little bench.
Yeah, it's not even a boat.
So that's from another game that you actually just finished.
I did. I just finished that game.
Just finished Secret of the Scarlet Hand. So.
This is like the first time I'm playing any kind of game in order because I've just been hopping around because I'm a rebel.
Yeah.
That's the door out.
No, it's not.
Oh, it's not?
It's just a closet.
Snoop in someone's closet.
I'm gonna make sure that my
Wonder what's in
vibrate
here.
is turned off because that gets really loud.
What? Wonder what's in here? Looks like ice. That's kind of what they put in freezers.
You can keep checking that, by the way, throughout the...
Oh, is it gonna melt?
It will.
Make
Make sure you look at everything.
Orcas. Katie Firestone. I've never been on a whale watching tour. I always thought it would be kind of fun. Town meeting.
Does that artwork look familiar to you?
Nancy Drew arriving at 9 a.m. I wonder if that's punctual.
Hey!
Oh, Moonlight.
The doggies. She's played that one too. You can check the computer too.
Ah, my trusty laptop. Good thing I recharged my batteries.
Anagram Buster. Okay.
There's something like weird on my table that's making it strange to move the mouse.
Tomatoes? I can just steal tomatoes?
No, you can make a sandwich.
Oh!
You're making a sandwich. But basically,
It won't be much of a sandwich if I don't put something in it.
in for sandwiches. If it looks good, it probably is. If it looks bad, it probably is.
It won't be much of a sandwich.
I don't want to make a sandwich.
Then just click the
It
spread.
won't be much of a sandwich if I
Oh
don't
my
just throw
gosh.
something in it. Just throw something in it.
Make a tomato sandwich.
And put a bread
It's
on
like hanging off the bread. Throw it away. We waste food in this.
It looks like whoever damaged your engine did something to your faucet too.
Is that Nancy?
It'd be great if you could fix it. The pipes are in the cabinet under the sink.
it. First puzzle!
Oh boy.
At least the person who messed up the faucet left all the
What? Who does? That's unrealistic. Who does that?
We have one viewer, unnamed viewer. Hello.
What? Where does it start? Up there?
So up here to here.
Do I have to use all of them?
Oh, it's Alice. Hey, Alice, welcome back.
That
I think
doesn't
you
go
watched my
there.
last stream.
So here?
That doesn't go there.
Yeah, but eventually you'll find the right
Oh
one.
my gosh. Nancy.
We have to like really line it up too.
Like there?
Nope.
It's gonna take me forever. Sorry, Alice. This is gonna be the most boring stream you've ever done. Ever watched. Because I'm just clicking pipes.
See if you can start from the bottom up.
That looks right.
That was
There you go.
right. Boy. This table's kind of weird. This
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. Let me see if there's something we can put it on. I will be right back. I'm just gonna climb over my bed real quick.
Yeah, just go that way.
That looks right.
Looks like I need a mouse pad or something.
Are these all just happening to fit, or...
No, you're just picking the right ones.
Oh, okay. It's not like all of them fit.
That looks right.
This book.
Oh.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Much better? Or just
It's,
slightly better?
it's better. Okay. I don't want to speak too soon. I'm just...
That looks right.
Sharing headphones because best friends. Heartless Shroom is now hosting me. Thank you.
That looks right.
I appreciate it.
I don't know what that means.
I think that means that she is broadcasting my stream on her channel as well.
Oh,
The
cool.
pipe's all fixed. I'll turn the water back on. There was something under the pipes.
No. Whale World! The music's good in this game.
Music is good.
Don't just watch a whale, experience it.
This is my mother's favorite game.
What if the experiencing the whale... do I not turn the water back
she
on?
did it already.
Oh.
She just talks about
What
it.
if experiencing the whale is like SeaWorld Fiasco and the whale eats you?
Yeah. Well, that
That'd be one heck of an experience.
would. Yeah, this is my mother's favorite game.
I don't want to make a sandwich!
Then
Oh my
quit
gosh!
clicking into
It
the
won't be much of a
sandwiches.
sandwich if I don't put something in it.
Just throw something on the sandwich.
Nasty mayonnaise. Look at it! It doesn't even stick on the
You
bread!
didn't even try to put it on the bread.
I didn't know I had to be precise! There's a map.
Yeah, so this is Deception, which is where you're on. What you're
And
on.
there's an orca over there somewhere.
Is that still not working very well for you?
I'll get used to it. I think it's just because the area is kind of small.
There was an upstairs in that room.
Oh, there was?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh. Know thyself. Fun.
Okay if I use your microscope?
Sure, go ahead.
I don't want to use a microscope. I don't need to.
Apparently our saboteur took all the books out of the drawer up here. Must have been looking for something. Want me to put them away?
Second puzzle!
Back in the drawer for me? That would be awesome.
See? Doing chores.
Okay, do you remember when you played Blackmore Manor and there was that puzzle with all the plants and you had to put all the plants in the box so that they fit?
This is the same thing.
Same basic concept. So if there's not a hand, you can't put it down.
Oh. There's
But-
going to be like a border?
No, there can't be any space left over. But
Oh.
you're going up over the border if it goes back to the magnifying glass. You may want to use the trackpad if it'll make you more precise.
So like that.
Yeah.
I don't know how like exact I have to be.
Pretty exact.
I wish that when I went to go, like, put stuff away, that they would all stick together like this. It would make me so much cleaner as an individual. Oh, man. God. I'm so long. It's gonna take me forever. You're gonna lose all your viewers.
No, it'll be fine. I mean, I played Barnacle Blast for like 30 minutes when I did Haunted Carousel, so...
People continue to watch?
People continued to watch. They were actually encouraging me, too. It was great.
Well, if they watched me play Barnacle Blast...
You got a little bit scared. Hey, Heartless Room! You love these kind of puzzles. Well, they definitely, you either love them or hate them. Is kind of how these things go. So.
I like the slider puzzles. You know, when you have to, like...
And I hate slider puddles. I hate puddles. I'm a horrible person. No, slider puzzles are not my fave.
I want that one to fit there.
I don't think it's going to fit there. It's a little too wide.
Oh man.
Oh man!
So close. You can't, like, rotate them or anything?
No, unfortunately. Hey, RJ! Welcome. That's cool that you can't stay for long, I get it. I'm streaming kind of early. We're marathoning, like, basically all day.
It's gonna be a long day.
So, it's cool, I get it, people have life and class and work, so. But I appreciate you guys stopping in for at least a little bit. I hope your week's been going pretty good. Yeah, this wasn't supposed to happen now. Usually, you know, I stream on Tuesday nights, but I had to work last night,
How
so
can
I'm
you see
streaming
that?
today.
It's so tiny.
With my eyeballs.
Like, it's so far away from me.
Apparently, Holland needs to get her eyes checked because she can't read your chat. But anyway.
Well, I put the books in the drawer, okay?
Very good. You did a good job.
Thanks. I'm an official detective putting books in drawers.
It would be kind of cool to have a boat like this.
This note wasn't here before, was it?
This note wasn't... Her voice got so high.
This note wasn't here before, was it?
Normally she's like, hi, I'm Nancy!
Katie's GPS doesn't look so hot.
Nancy the Smoker.
I better tell Katie her GPS is broken.
She yelled everything else down to Katie.
But she...
And now she has to have a face-to-face conversation with them.
You know, Nancy, for what it's worth, I shot my mouth off pretty good at the town meeting last night.
You think that could be why somebody did this to your boat?
I did get pretty obnoxious. See, the thing is, this orca, this killer whale, showed up in the channel about a week ago, and has been hanging around here ever since all by itself. She was getting way too close to boats, so I called the National Marines Fisheries Service. They made some recordings and did some tests and are analyzing them. In the meantime, they ordered all boats to stay at least 300 feet away from her or risk paying a $1,000 fine. That's what the meeting last night was about.
Some people don't like that idea?
The people that fish for a living sure don't. They're steering clear of the whale by taking the long way around the island to get out to sea, which costs them time and fuel. Some people say she should be captured and towed out to sea.
This, like, one thing about Nancy Drew games, I think they're really realistic as, like, creating a problem. Like, that's a very realistic thing. If I fish for a living, I wouldn't want to have to stay away from an orca.
But the fishery service has the last word?
They've asked me to monitor her physical condition while they study their data and decide what to do. But personally, I agree with the no-boat zone. I also think that if she's found to be sick, she should be shipped to a research facility for treatment, not returned to her pod. I said as much last night, only much more strongly.
How do I know who Andy Jason is?
The card underneath the pipe.
Oh, yeah.
Said Andy Jason.
The whale experience.
Andy does
Yeah.
whale watching tours too. If I had $1 for every time he's come here trying to talk me into selling out to him, I wouldn't be fixing this engine. I'd be buying a new one.
Andy Jason has a lot of fangirls in the Nancy Drew series because he's cute.
Do you
Like
want
that
me
Mexican
to call
guy
the
in
sheriff
the
for
last
you?
one?
Actually,
Yeah, Alejandro.
I'd rather
Yeah.
not get the sheriff
Works at the
involved.
embassy or
The
whatever?
insurance
Yeah.
company
Consulate.
would
The
raise my
consulate.
rates, and I just can't afford that. Besides, I've got my very own private detective now. You.
See? Not on vacation anymore.
I'm afraid whoever tore up your boat also wrecked your GPS device.
Oh no. It'd be a shame for you not to go kayaking. I know. Bike to the Hot Kettle Cafe.
Thanks,
and
RJ.
see if
Have a
Fort
good
Scuttle
day.
Will let you borrow a GPS
Bye.
from
Bye.
home.
See you in a bit.
I'll be right here.
Okay. So now we can either go kayaking or bike to other locations.
What's that noise?
Her fixing her boat or
Oh.
whatever.
Katie's Boat, Lighthouse, Whale World, and Hot Kettle Cafe. Let's go to Whale World. Really, Nancy?
You didn't pick up your helmet.
Are you kidding me?
Nope.
Are you kidding me?
Nope. Safety first! Always safety first!
Gosh.
Pick up your helmet! It saves lives.
It's the dumbest thing.
No, it's not! It's realistic. You just talked about how much you like that Nancy Drew games are realistic.
I said the problems were realistic.
Well, if you were to fall...
Leaving the
off the
iron
cliff-
on in a hotel is just not smart. Like, common sense would automatically turn it off for you.
When I played Haunted Carousel, RJ wanted me to burn down the hotel, so I burned it down twice for him.
Yeah. Well, RG, even though you've left, that was a good plan.
There's a handy. Good old Andy Jason.
You can't click any of this stuff. Oh, wait. I'll talk to him.
Hi there.
Oh,
Welcome.
he's so
what
cute.
Can I do you for?
Oh, wow. Wow.
He's got like a fro.
Are you Andy Jason?
That's me. How'd you know?
Oh, what? This is really cordial.
Armstrong told me you've
Let's
been
say that
trying to buy
first.
out her business.
Nice to meet you, Nancy. Any friend of Katie's is a friend of mine.
So you consider yourself to be a friend of Katie's?
I like to think we're friends, or that we could be friends if she'd just be reasonable.
So that'd be a no.
If she just stopped doing
You mean
what she's
if she
doing...
just accept your
Oh,
offer?
my
I'm
dad
offering
just
her the
texted me
deal
that
of a
pizza is
lifetime.
here.
She'd make more
You
money.
okay for a
She'd have
minute
more
if I
free
go get
time.
pizza?
I
Yeah.
mean, look at this
Continue
place.
on, boys
I
and
run a
girls.
I think I can
first-class
talk to
operation.
Andy.
It's my
Andy.
mission to
And
see
we'll
that
look around
everyone
Whale
who comes
World.
to Snake Horse Harbor
Yeah.
leaves with a greater appreciation for marine mammals.
Pizza.
And if I make a buck in the process, that's cool too.
Why do you want to buy Katie out? She can't be taking that many customers away from you.
I don't like her taking any customers away from me. And frankly, with this whale doing its orphan thing out there, I'm losing a lot of customers to her.
Isn't the whale just as good for your business as it is for hers?
Katie convinced the fisheries service that she should be allowed to monitor the orca's condition, which means she can get right up next to the whale while my boat has
There's
to
the
stay
real
away.
issue.
Katie takes passengers with her when she checks on the whale?
Paying passengers, as many as she
Oh.
can safely fit.
That explains so much.
What do you think should
Seems
be done with
illegal.
the orca out there?
Nothing. I think people should just leave it alone. I mean, why do we humans always think we know best? We can barely deal with ourselves, let alone a whole other species.
He has a point.
Someone ransacked Katie's boat while she was in town this morning. Made a real mess.
Wonder if it's related to those burglaries.
I come bearing
What burglaries?
A bunch of stuff was stolen from 2 shops earlier this week.
So apparently,
Tools, clothing,
Katie,
drugs.
whatever her
There
name
was no sign of
is,
forced
is
entry,
taking
no
passengers
trace of who
with her
did it. Still
when
scratching
she's
her head.
monitoring the orca. That doesn't sound legal. I feel like
It's not.
the DNR would be all over you about that.
Whoever ransacked Katie's boat tore a bunch of parts out of her engine. It's like they wanted to make sure she couldn't go anywhere for a while.
Fun story, I
That's too
actually worked with a girl, or a woman, who worked for the Department of Natural Resources, and her, like, specialty of, like, what she studied was crabs, like, crustaceans. So she would literally go out on the boat, and they would, like, I don't know if they, like, caught them and studied them, or, like, tagged them or something, but that was, like, her thing. It was, like, you know, you could, you know, everybody thinks they want to monitor, like, dolphins and whales,
Yeah.
and, you know, the mammals.
But she just loves
loved crabs and crustaceans.
and lobsters and crawfish and things like that.
Yeah, that was, like, her thing. So I worked at the aquarium with her one time, and I was like pointing at fish and like asking her like, what kind of fish is that? What kind of fish is that? And she was like, I don't know, I work with crabs.
Wow, that's
In a
weird.
way, it's kind
But
of
not
good
those kind of
for
crabs.
you,
Wanna-
for you at
A
least.
slice?
Very
Yes.
true. As
I got
long as
some
her
extra
boat's
garlic
out of
sauce.
commission, I'll get all her customers.
Thanks for your time.
Whales rule!
Oh my gosh, am I gonna have to listen to that every time I say goodbye to him?
I remember when I played this game for the first time, it was with my neighbor at the time who watches my streams sometimes.
That's a beauty.
You know, the military's moved us away from each other, but
Why
she-
am I looking?
Interesting.
I remember she did have a slight crush on Andy Jason, but she had a huge crush on Dave Gregory from Secrets of Shadowring, which is my favorite game, and the next one after this.
Oh, can I put this thing
Miss,
together?
please don't touch that.
Oh,
Nope.
guess not. Look around Whale World. Which orcas are not whales. They are a member of the dolphin family.
You don't have a fun card.
Clearly. Is this like the museum in the last game?
The last game was Haunted Carousel. Are you talking about the last game you played, which was...
No.
Kind of. Like, there's just mini games and stuff.
Just read all the stuff. I like how they write it out at the bottom.
A mink whale.
I can't look at this thing.
Nope.
Oh my gosh! It's a Wheel of Fortune!
So
Or
once you win all of the activities, you can put your card in and then spin it and you will win a prize.
this is oh yeah, this is stuff.
Oh, that makes me think of Dory. How was Finding Dory? Was it good?
It was. I'm not gonna spoil anything if you guys haven't seen it yet, but I would equate it quality-wise to like Monsters University.
Okay, so like...
So, like, not as good as Finding Nemo, but they tried.
You get the You Tried award.
Yeah.
Do you want a garlic sauce?
Mhm. Thanks.
Yep.
Ooh.
Just spin and spin and spin.
This looks like whack-a-mole. Is it not the same thing as like what we do when we chew?
I guess that is kind of like what we do with grab and crush.
Yeah, we just don't. I guess we just crush repeatedly? I don't know.
Hi, Nancy.
I'd like to play the games in your center, but it looks like I need some kind of key card.
Here you go. This will activate all the games. It will also keep track of what games you've won. And it'll let you play all the games as many times as you want.
That boat in a bottle you have is fascinating.
It was made by one of the first non-Native Americans to settle here. A guy named Benjamin Hawkins. I bought it from this lady who kinda went bonkers after her husband died.
So how'd he get the boat in?
Oh, I did not want to
Do
ask
you
that
know?
question.
I have no idea.
Thanks
Oh,
for your
thanks, it was
time.
short.
Drop by again.
Yeah, really.
Heartless Dream wants to touch his fluffy hair. It does look very touchable.
I would not want to touch it.
Why?
It looks like it has stuff in it.
Like
a
product?
small animal could live in it. Like some squirrel built its nest.
Oh, whatever.
That's what it looks like. It looks all puffy. Do I need to play all these games now?
No, you don't have to.
I want to keep riding my bike. Put my helmet on.
Put your helmet on. It saves lives.
Or I'll die. I just think Nate seems to be a better biker.
Looks like somebody's running for harbor master.
Sorry, I'm getting my pizza. Oh wait, no.
Hang on, I'll be right with you.
Actually, I'm looking for someone named Holt Scotto.
So what do you want? I'm Holt Scott.
He looks like Captain Ahab.
Yeah.
I'm Nancy Drew. I'm visiting Katie Firestone.
Well now, why would you want to do a thing like that?
Call myself Nancy Drew? Or visit Katie
Oh, the
Firestone?
sass.
You're not one of them save the whale and the heck with everybody else crusader types like she is, are you?
I'm just here on vacation.
Her true colors came out real clear last night. Us fishermen don't count. All that matters is rescuing that poor precious orca out there. To heck with people trying to make a living. Of course, is the way she makes her living being hurt by that whale? Why, no. Her business is booming. Now, ain't that the oddest thing?
She's back at the boat right now trying to fix her engine. Somebody vandalized it.
She ticked off a lot of people last night. That's what she gets for being so meddlesome. Anyway, welcome to Snake Horse Harbor, home of Cadborosaurus. That's how this place got its name, you know.
Who's Cadborosaurus?
Well, that's the sea monster Native Americans used to see out in the channel ever so often. They called it the snake horse. Had the head of a horse and the body of a giant snake. People on Vancouver Island started calling it Cadborosaurus after it or one of its relatives was seen a couple of times in Cadboro Bay. They call it Caddy for short.
Cousin of Nessie, the Loch Ness monster.
Caddy.
Is it a friendly sea monster?
Back in the late 1800s, he took the rap for a lot of hoodoo around here. Fog would roll in at night, and men would just vanish. It was the snake horse, people would say. Little did they know.
So it wasn't the snake horse?
Well, they'd been shanghaied. See, a bunch of establishments in town had secret panels built right into the walls. Guy'd be having a drink one minute, and next minute he'd be clobbered over the head, whisked into a secret passageway, and taken out to a ship waiting in the harbor. But he'd wake up on the high seas and discover that if he wanted to survive,
Sounds like
he'd
a press
better do
gang.
what the captain ordered. No matter what he was before, he was now a sailor. It was a cheap way for captains to get crews back then.
That's a press
An
game.
easy way for some of the town's citizens to make money.
Did you say you were a fisherman?
Fourth generation. I've fished every ocean for just about every fish you can make money fishing for. Lived here for the last 11 years.
How often do you go fishing?
Every day. Only reason I'm not out there right now is because I've been in and out of campaign meetings since 8 this morning.
You're running for harbor master?
I think it's high time people around here started doing what makes sense, instead of doing what's politically correct all the time. Harbor master we got now bends over backwards so far for the environmentalists, it's a wonder he can still walk upright.
Whoever trashed Katie's boat also ruined her GPS.
Oh, now that's a shame.
Thing is, I'd like to go kayaking while I'm here. Only I can't without a GPS.
Oh, now that really is a shame. Tell you what, I got a spare right here in my duffel. You know what else I got in my duffel?
A big old pile of I don't give a crap.
I have no idea.
This is a little seamanship quiz. Whipped up.
Really?
I'm thinking about making people pass it before they're allowed to rent any kind of watercraft once I become
It's a
harbor
good
master.
idea.
Here.
You will have no tourists in
You
your...
take it from her.
Oh.
The idea is to cut down on having to rescue people who got no business being out on the water in the first place. Trouble is, nobody's actually taken it yet. I need a guinea pig.
You mean, if I take the quiz, you'll let me borrow the GPS?
If you pass the quiz, the GPS is yours. You'll need that container for the last question.
See you around.
Watch out for Caddy.
Watch out for Caddy. Can I like sneak into his duffel bag? Guess not. This is a really, really nice inn or cafe.
Yeah. Why are you leaving? You're not gonna talk to Jenna again?
Oh. Yeah, I am. Wait, go back.
Okay, if you could make any Nancy Drew character a real person,
What can I get for you,
that
Nancy?
would, like, be your friend, who would you pick? So far, the names that you've picked. Young or old, male or female, doesn't matter.
I don't know. I can't remember all of them.
Okay, we'll think about it. And if somebody pops into your head,
Okay, I'll give it some thought.
Since we haven't met, there's only one way you could know my name.
On the day my Aunt Iris turned this place over to me, she said, Jenna, you're about to become a real good listener. And darned if she wasn't right.
So you own this cafe?
Aunt Iris left it to me 3 years ago. It's been in the Devlin family since the day it was built, which was back in like 1866 or something. So, you're visiting Katie Firestone. My condolences.
Your condolences?
Me and her don't see eye to eye on a couple of things.
What kind of things?
That orca out there should be rejoined with her pod as soon as possible. Period. End of story. No matter what Miss Fancy Schmancy science degree says. Other people may be bamboozled by all her talk of data charts and field tests and monitoring whatnots, but not me. The only thing she wants is to get that whale into an aquarium. It wouldn't surprise me if Katie's been secretly feeding it, which is against the law, by the way. And you know what else? It wouldn't surprise me if she trashed her own boat, because she knew that after that meeting last night, everybody would assume that Holt did it and not want to vote for him. I got an idea. Let's change the subject.
There's no one going on in the
I
line.
know. It's like when people are like ranting and ranting and
Does
ranting. You're
Andy
like, I don't want to talk about this
come
anymore.
in here?
Like,
Everybody comes in
you're,
here.
you're
You
the
know
only
how
one
some
that's
people
been
can't go a
talking.
day without coffee? People around here can't go a day without a bowl of my clam chowder. In fact, if you ever want a free sample, just say the word.
So Andy Jason is one of your regulars?
Actually, he only comes in once or twice a week. Says he's too busy. Of course, the reason he's so busy is because he's too cheap to hire another person to help him run the
Sorry to
place.
get really
Kind of
full.
surprised me when I heard he was trying to buy Katie Firestone out. Must have something up his sleeves, all I can figure.
What do you know about the Shanghaiing that used to go on around here?
It never went on, that's what I know. Shoving grown men into passageways and carting them off to ships never to be seen again? It's just a big, colorful, tall tale. Never happened.
Think I could try a bowl of your clam chowder?
Coming right up. Next one will be on the house, too.
Yeah. You're just gonna give me free clam chowder?
Yeah, because Jenna is awesome.
Well, I would want her to be my friend then. There you go.
Delicious.
Here, let me get rid of that for you.
It's been fun talking to you.
Back at ya.
She just gives me free food? Sure.
Looks like I can't go in there.
I feel like an obvious answer would be like the Hardy Boys or like Bess and George.
Yeah.
But I would want to pick someone different just to be...
Well, it's like, somebody had asked me, they were like, okay, if you could pick any boy from the Nancy Drew world to be your boyfriend, what would it be? Like, the obvious answer is Ned, because he's, like, awesome and understanding, and, like, you know, he helps Nancy out and stuff like that.
Actually, I want a good boy. I didn't put on my
Yeah.
helmet.
But then it's like, but then I feel like he's too obvious of an answer, you know?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Maybe Dave from Shadow Ranch, because, you know, he just works hard and does his stuff on the ranch and...
It's the lighthouse.
So, I was telling Holland that there's
Yeah,
apparently...
I'm not picking them up.
Put in the basket, Nancy.
Well, that's for finding a crab, which is part of that part of
Oh,
that
I didn't even
list.
look at the list. Let me look at the list.
So you have to fill this out. basically, and get it back to him.
That looks right.
All of this stuff, all these answers you can find in the game. But anyway.
Nah.
Oh, that's pork.
So I was telling Holland that apparently I just recently learned that there's a national Nancy Drew convention that happens every year, and so I was like, oh man, I really really want to go sometime. So I thought it would be fun to like cosplay and go as like characters. Like I could be Nancy, I could be George or something.
Am I smart or what?
I'm just smart.
So smart. There's a second page.
No.
Close though.
Very
There you
good.
go.
Looks like a square knot.
Wrong.
Oh, I guess it's not.
I don't know.
So you can go do some research and look at that.
Nope.
It's a squat. Nope.
Bring me a male
Dungeness crab.
Dungeness?
Dungeness.
I just said Dungeness. Dungeness.
These would be great for rock skipping.
So grab a few.
I already have some
So you
rocks.
can grab 3.
Interesting.
You just shove this down this hole.
I mean, I would do that. I would dig with it.
Interesting.
But there's a crab in there.
No, not
Not a crab?
not.
Look, more rocks.
Yeah, but you already have 3.
And another hole.
Check this though. Oh, just kidding. Sometimes crabs hide behind things like that, or like rocks like that. But you can look out over there.
There's something in that bottle, but it's stuck on those rocks.
Alright.
Oh, man.
Angle and power.
This is like the Squid Game.
Yes, it is.
So,
Squid toss. Squid toss. You have to get a no fun card. That's what the thing said, don't you remember? Like, you got 4 fun credits left on your card. Remember? It would say it when you... Okay. I know you remember, so whatever. Just skip your rocks. Okay. Fell a little short.
that was really close.
Second try. First time I played this game, it took me about 17 attempts.
It's because you're not as nautically
I'm not
inclined.
nautically like you.
Rosebud. I actually never saw Citizen Kane.
Oh my gosh, I had to watch it for school. It was actually pretty good.
Graham did too. They had to watch it for film as art class.
Yeah,
I
that's
think.
the same class. Me and him took the same class. How did his interview go?
He got the job.
Your brother is now my coworker.
Look at the red hand!
My hand!
Ah!
All the Easter eggs, you know?
What do you think you're doing?
Whoa.
Those
calm
signs
down,
over there
man.
say no trespassing, which means
Right now,
keep
they're
out,
normal.
which means you, girly.
Girly?
Leave.
But I just...
Now.
Okay, bye.
What if I go back? Will he come back?
I don't know. Yep.
Go!
Do you not have anything better to do than hang around this lighthouse?
You can come back later. Once you and him are like friends.
I would not be okay being called girly by anyone.
Girly.
I don't care if you think you're a pirate.
Kind of how like I really used to hate when people called me kiddo until you started doing it.
Yeah, but
Then I was like, okay, I guess.
Then you said
it's
only
fine.
only I'm allowed to call you that though.
Yeah, because you don't mean it demeaningly, and I feel like normally kiddo is like a demeaning sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like if I'm at work and this old man walks up to me and he's like, "Okay, look, kiddo," I'm like, "Okay, look, no, this is not okay." Before you go kayaking, you're gonna need GPS.
Yeah, I know.
Finish that.
I need to finish this.
But
stupid
you can
quiz.
use like your laptop for research on like Morse codes and knots and things like that. So.
Burglaries.
Hit search and see what comes up in the search. See?
Not samples, nautical terms. This is like everything. I'm glad this actually believes that the internet exists.
And you can read about Dungeness crabs too, so you'll know which ones.
How do you know
are
it's
which ones-
Dungeness?
Because I think he says the word Dungeness is simple.
Uh-huh. Here's itchy. Your bed.
It's probably my cooties.
Probably.
So you just like scroll down on the page.
I know, I'm just reading.
Rude.
SOS. Can I like pull the paper up? No.
Sort of.
4 dots and a dash?
3 dots.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I can't count. V. Oh.
Ah!
What's VOT? Vote for me! I'm pretty sure that's me. Vote. It's vote the number 4.
So now just guess what the rest is.
What's the guy's name again?
Holt Scotto.
Correct.
There you go. So
That's
there's a
really
poster,
important.
There's a poster about this somewhere. Somewhere at some location there's a poster that tells you to find for clamming. And then you can research about knots and find out what that knot is. And then you can research about, you're going to have to go back to home to go to research. And then you can look at Dungeness crabs and tell the difference between a male and a female, even though that's kind of invading their personal privacy. But it's fine.
They're a crab, they don't care.
That's true.
They
Oh,
don't-
you just passed it.
Oh, I did? Well, I was still looking.
Okay, that's fine.
See, it kind of looks
That's
like that.
turquoise
It
turtle.
kind of looks like this knot.
Slightly different.
It's a granny knot.
Granny knot.
It's the fisherman's knot. Is that it?
Yep. And then what kind of knot is it? It's like categorized.
Bends.
That should do it. Perfect.
Then you can take a look at Dungeness crabs.
Oh man,
They don't look like that.
that's too bad. That'd be really easy to spot. Cancer, Manchester.
Click the flip. So females have much wider abdomens than males. And it's actually illegal to harvest female Dungeness crabs.
Because then they'd lay no eggs.
Yep.
And
then
then
they
had
would
no
die.
babies.
And they would die.
But the males, we don't care.
Because boys are dumb.
Because feminism.
Not exactly, but okay.
In the crab world.
So you'll have to find a male Dungeness crab. So you'll have to go back to the lighthouse and look around behind like rocks there on the edge and stuff like that. Like bigger rocks and stuff.
Don't eat the internal organs, ladies and gents. This is a PSA. It can cause PSP.
Paralytic shellfish poisoning.
That would be traumatic.
That would be traumatic.
So where am I supposed to find the
There's a
sign?
There's a poster posted somewhere. So where would have posters? Trying not to like babysit you too much on this game because you're a grown woman and you can do this yourself. Except for I did play Fox and Geese for you that time.
Yeah. But that's because I quit.
Because it's awful!
Ooh.
Each flag stands for a letter of the alphabet, and so do those words. Interesting.
Oh, you already know the International Communication Alphabet.
Also known as the NATO alphabet.
Yeah. There's another way you can found it.
Oh my gosh. Ooh, someone's laughing and having a good time.
It's the party.
I don't know where posters are.
Try somewhere else. There's not that many locations to choose from.
I don't think there's gonna be in Whale World.
Well, if you can buy permits at Whale World, they might tell you the
can?
laws behind it.
You can buy oh. $138.43.
That's so
really?
specific. So Pacific.
So we're on the
Because we're the
Ocean.
Pacific Ocean! Hey!
Perfect.
Alright, so now you just gotta bring him a crab.
I have to bring him a male Dungeness crab?
It usually says Dungeness, so. Obviously, Nancy can pronounce nothing wrong, so. By the way, I'm wearing some Flareon earrings for the occasion, so. I mean, we're not playing Pokemon, but it's fine, because Pokemon is life. What?
Hmm?
What?
What?
We're not gonna be friends anymore.
This is the last.
This is it. After the stream,
This is the
we're
last
done.
day of our friendship.
It's like when, like, teenagers, they, like, date for 2 weeks and they break up with somebody. Check, like, there's that rock and there's our rocks. And
Ooh.
pick it up and flip it around.
I think it's a female.
It is. Correct.
I'll put you back.
Put that sucker back.
Sorry, ma'am. I'm gonna violate you and then.
I thought you could pick up that other rock right there, but maybe you can't.
That's female too.
Just keep checking them, like, walk back and forth and check them.
It's just these two rocks. Maybe a different crab will be there.
But,
So are those really the
What was
only
I
two
saying?
spaces? About teenagers.
oh yeah, they,
breaking
like,
up?
break up all the time for, like, dumb things. You know, have a friend break up.
Are these really the only two rocks? Is that a male?
Yep. He just hangs out very nicely in that basket.
I hope he does.
He's so nice. So now you can take him back to home. That goes up to the lighthouse.
Oh, right. Where's the bike?
It's up that little.
This one. Didn't put my helmet on.
It's gonna be the whole game. You're gonna be like, oh, crud helmet. Crud helmet. So.
See, I should just, like, walk into the lighthouse, and then he appears and be like, here's a crab!
Wouldn't it be cool to visit the San Juan Islands, though? So, like, you fly to Seattle, and then you get on a ferry, and then you drive, you, like, ride on the ferry for, like, 45 minutes over the San Juan Islands. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
So, okay.
I thought this took place in San Juan, Puerto Rico.
No, it's San Juan Islands off the
But
coast
it
of
doesn't.
Washington. Yeah, no. So I had, just for fun, at work one day, it was really slow, so I decided to track how much it would cost me to fly from
Hi, Nancy.
Charleston,
How's it
my
going?
hometown. Or I'll let you talk to Jenna before
I found a
Don't
bottle
interrupt.
floating in the water
Yeah,
with a strange message inside.
Most, if not all, the notes you
Birds.
find in bottles around here were put there by Hilda Swenson. She
Hilda
was this lady
Swenson.
who retired here with her husband about 20 years ago. They made a ton of money in Hollywood as writer-producers and just wanted to enjoy life. Wonderful people. Very active. In fact, Hilda was mayor for 8 years. Then, out of the blue, her husband died. They'd been a team for so long that, well, she pretty much died then too.
I'm not sad.
Didn't,
I imagine that's how
Andy
it would
talk about a lady that went crazy?
be. Yeah. Don't you think? It's so sad to me, but then it kind of makes sense. Like,
What do you mean?
you're married to
She just
somebody
kind
for
of
so
lost
long.
it. Started
Yeah.
talking to
Your
walls and
husband
doing
just
bizarre
dies.
things until one day she rode to the island across the channel that she and her husband owned and never came back.
Maybe she's Caddy.
And now she
Caddy's
uses
been around since,
notes
like,
and
the
bottles to
1700s, so-
communicate with people?
I'm just
Trouble is,
saying.
nobody can understand what she's trying to
You
say.
ate.
All she ever writes is letters and numbers and that one
We need
word.
all of them.
Okay, I ate.
I leave a couple of bags of groceries outside her cabin every week, and sometimes I can see her inside. But whenever I try to talk to her, she won't answer.
Did she ever leave anything behind?
See, Jen
that
is so
might
nice.
decode her
She
messages?
is.
She
Brings her
left
groceries.
everything
Gives me free
behind.
food.
Problem is, it's all been sold, given away, or thrown out. We'll never know what's going on in that mind of hers.
It's been fun talking to you.
Yeah, hasn't it though?
I wouldn't call that conversation fun.
You again?
I'm sorry for trespassing like that.
So what do you want?
I finished that seamanship quiz.
Let's have a look. Right as rain. Just bring me that male crab and you'll be home free.
I've got a mail.
Why would he
I
have to
think.
check it
Let's
if
have a look.
Nancy won't enter in
Right
wrong?
as rain. Congratulations. Here's your GPS. Just turn
Just to
around
keep
and follow
the
the
illusion
instructions.
up.
I'll take care of the crab
He's like,
for you.
oh, cool, crab. Hey, Jenna, some crab for your restaurant.
Did you know Hilda Swenson?
Sure did. She even crewed for me a couple of times. There she was, this itty-bitty lady in her 60s hauling
Or
index.
just,
Did it for the sheer
military
love
training
of
guy's
adventure.
last name was
She was
Swenson.
quite a gal.
Okay, so anyway, I was saying I was bored at work, so I live in Charleston, so I decided to see how much it would cost me if I went from Charleston
around.
to every
Vote for Hope.
location
Spread the word.
in chronological order in the Nancy Drew Game series, and so for flights and hotel, how much it would cost me, and if I spent 3 days there, how long it would take. Well, it takes you like 3.5 months or something dumb like that, like crazy amount of time. But then the final number came out to like over $26,000, and I was like, well, if I ever become a millionaire, I'll just be able to do this. But it would be so much fun, I think, to travel like that.
Another message.
So now you can turn your GPS on. Well, his GPS on. And so this waypoint is Katie's boat, and then there's another waypoint. If you get sets of coordinates, you can make new waypoints.
How do I get there?
You won't be able to do it.
So you just sail and you have to
move, and then you check your GPS and stuff like that. Just don't go past the far edge of the buoys,
Why is it having these weird cut screens?
because it's supposed to be like you're
Oh,
beautifully
don't.
kayaking.
Oh, I went a little too far.
You may have to go up and turn back. Does that make sense? You may have to go too far and then curve this way because of the way the channels and the currents are.
What?
It's like you went back. So I would go up as far as you can and then turn to your left. See? And then you can ride it. They have it blocked so you don't get stuck in, weird currents or whatever. So you're facing this way, so you should be able to turn left and check out that.
So it's like left and right?
Yeah. I think it all is like one circle there, so you can cut through.
It's a little fish painting.
Yeah. That one's a dead end, so try the other side and see if it goes. Oh, there's a bottle. So it looks like you have three messages, but to make full coordinates you would need 4.
This sounds very sexist.
Know your place.
Just like.
But it's like legit, like know where you are, like in a place.
I know what it means. Have you done the Silent Spy yet on your stream?
No, that's game 29. We got a long way to go.
Oh.
We have a long way to go. This is only game 9. Sounds
Is
like
it
29.
is it the Shattered Medallion when you go kayaking?
Yeah, that's game 30.
I like that kayaking a little better than this kayak.
It's slightly improved, correct?
This is not it's not very convenient. What? Can we just explore around the channel or something? Oh, looky there.
Because did you find that?
Maybe
you
the
can
message
plug that
is
in.
coordinates.
Can you hand me that notebook?
Yeah.
So, you don't want to open all this up again. Oh, which ones? Which set? I think this is the first set that you just got. First one. Yeah, it is. So you'll enter these coordinates in. Yep.
Okay, so what is it?
Make a new waypoint. And then it's north 48, 42.517 by west 123, 08.615. So there's a new place you can look at.
The music just got like.
So I did something super cool.
I've never been to this beach before.
Oh, did I find it? Did I get to
Yeah,
it? Wait,
this is it.
no.
Stuff to build a sandcastle. I could use a break.
So if you want to take a break and build the same castle, it's just a little optional fun thing.
Build a sandcastle.
They just have to touch, so it'll turn back into a hand when you two. Yeah.
What can I put this on top of anything?
Yes, I don't know. Wow, so cool. Wow, what a beautiful architecture move. Can't go higher than the screen. Beautiful. Wow. You should be an architect. Wow. Amazing.
I'm just gonna put everything on it. There.
Wow, amazing.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Time to go back to work.
And she just knocks it all down.
What?
Stuff to build a sandcastle. I could
Yeah,
use a
no
break.
space.
Time to go back to work.
What if the whole point of this coordinate was just the sandcastle builder?
I would suck for me.
What? What is this? These are like the flags, the... What's it called? Flags.
Nautical flag?
No, they're, it's like, is it semaphore?
I don't know.
What's it called? You use flags as signaling. Do you have the answer?
What do you think the password is?
I don't know, it depends on who's this.
Okay, well, what about the notes that you've been getting? They're related. So, like, open one of
These
those.
notes?
Yeah, open one of those notes.
Rosebud.
Okay, so now we need to find out which flag to what letter.
Oh, okay.
And then that's the password.
What
If you just knew them, that'd be amazing, but... Oh, it's Graham! Hi, Graham! Your sister is here. She's playing a game. Thanks for watching! You see? He's here. Commented. He said boo.
Boo. I think that one looks like an R. That one looks like an O. This one looks like an S.
Are you just gonna try a bunch of combinations, or are you gonna go look for the answer?
Are you not going to tell me the answer?
Fine.
No, I'll go back.
Okay.
I'll play my game.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oops, must be ticklish.
I don't think they should ticklish Nancy.
Anemones are so beautiful.
Touch one, get poisoned.
Not all of them are poisonous.
A starfish, awesome.
What? No!
Alright, well, apparently I'm gonna have to come back to this island
You
anyways.
can go out that way. Oh, you picked the wrong rock to jump to.
This is the Drew residence. Please leave a message at the beep.
Hi, Hannah, it's Nancy. To make a long story short, I slipped on some rocks and have to come home. Could you please pick me up from the airport tonight? It's flight 323. Oh, and bring a couple of ice packs and some clean bandages. And you should probably rent a wheelchair, too. See you soon.
You actually don't have to go over there yet, so don't worry too much about it. But you could try to make it over there.
So I have to, like, pick a rock?
Yes.
Am I just gonna keep dying?
If you pick the same incorrect one.
Oh, I didn't know that was the first one I picked. Oh my gosh, I have to listen to this thing?
Let me see if we can skip.
Hi, Hannah, it's Nancy.
Yep,
To make a long
you have to
story
listen
short,
to it.
I slipped on some rocks and have to come home. Could you please pick me up from the airport tonight? It's flight 323. Oh, and bring a couple of ice packs and some clean bandages. And
Is
you
there
should
any way to,
probably
like,
rent a
know
wheelchair,
the
too.
answer?
See you
I mean,
soon.
I know what they are.
No, but, like,
No, there's no like.
it's literally just trial and error.
Yes.
You're gonna lose all your viewers now. Graham's not even gonna watch me.
The rule of
This is
thumb
the Drew
is
residence. Please leave a message
pick
at
the
the
one you would pick if you were jumping.
Hi, Hannah, it's Nancy. To
And
make
they
a
were
long
slippery
story short,
rocks.
I slipped on some
They're all
rocks and have to
slippery,
come home.
wet rocks.
Could you please
Pick
pick
the
me up
one
from the
that
airport
looks the
tonight?
safest.
It's flight 323.
So this is, like,
Oh,
realistic?
bring a couple of
Yes.
ice packs.
Everything about Nancy Drew is realistic.
And
Come
you should
on.
probably rent a wheelchair too. See you soon.
Because I think jumping on icebergs and having them sink out from under you and jumping across an active volcano is not very realistic.
Yep. What? Hi, Sarah. We're streaming.
Live.
Yeah.
As opposed to, like, after the fact.
Hi. Okay. I'm gonna go to the polls and there's maybe tell you the one if you want anything from me, but
I need some mascara. Okay. Thanks. Fine.
Interesting.
Are you telling me you just made me come all the way over here and I can't even do anything?
I told you you don't have to go over there yet.
No, but you said I can't do anything. You're
Yeah,
gonna
you're
go
right.
all this way for nothing.
Yeah, but you found your way across, so
We are not friends anymore.
congratulations. Graham, I heard you're my new co-worker!
This is the Drew residence. Please leave a message at the beep.
Hi, Hannah. It's Nancy. To make a long story short, I slipped on some rocks. And
How do I slip on the rocks?
Could
You,
please
when
pick
you
me
were
up from
jumping
the
back,
airport
you
tonight?
jumped on the edge
It's
of the
flight
rock.
323.
The rock,
Oh,
the
and
big,
bring a
like,
couple of
final
ice
rock.
packs.
Oh, wait,
And some
click on the one
bandages.
the thing didn't.
And you should probably rent a wheelchair, too. See you soon.
I'm about to.
I know. I know. You don't want to do that. There you go.
You're gonna tell me the flags now. For
Okay.
wasting all my time.
Okay. Here you go. The one for B really kind of looks like B.
Yeah.
I don't know what all those letters mean. It tells me this may come in handy.
That's like going left, right, right, left, left, right, 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 left, left, right, left, left. That's really specific.
There's a code in here.
Is it like in Lemony Snicket?
Sort of. Let's
When-
see if you can decode it.
Oh, it's the NATO alphabet. So A, S in kilos, K. So if you went in order,
There once was a dog named Isis, except she was a wolf. Yes.
hardy har.
Correct.
So
This
A,
is-
right, so it'd be A, S in kilos, K. H, S, A, J.
Nevada isn't in.
Oh no, it's not. It's November.
So you want to write this down as you go?
Yeah.
Actually, don't have this written in.
You don't?
Nope.
So it'd be asked, and then it would be hotel is H. Sierra Alpha Juliet, and then Juliet again. These are not words. Just D. Gamma is not.
What is the what's
Wait,
for
maybe
G?
Alpha Bravo.
Isn't it golf?
Golf. So that's golf. Gamma's not one. Gamma's just Greek alphabet. Foxtrot. Oscar. Romeo. India.
Nope, you missed one.
Oh, hotel. India.
This is the weirdest story I've ever read.
Lima. Or Lima. Delta. Alpha. Sierra. Golf. India. Foxtrot. Tango. Oh, and then is it scrambled?
Nope, you just type in those
Really?
that. Type in all those letters.
So far, so good. I don't know.
Calm down, Nancy.
Just like murdering weird things to yourself.
I'm getting there. Ta-da! Ask HSAJJD for Hilda's gift. Ask Holt, Andy, and Jenna for Hilda's gift.
Scotto, Andy Jason, Jenna Dublin.
There we go. That's clearly not our address anymore.
Alright, I'll read this. Congratulations, I hope you enjoyed finding this thing because you and I are just getting started. See, I've got a secret. Well, two actually, but I don't believe in just handing things to folks on a silver platter. That's no
Send
fun.
me something from the top of the lighthouse in
Nancy always interrupts. Isn't the way life works either. To get anywhere in this world, you gotta get out there and be curious. You gotta ask questions and shake things up till you get answers. And I know you're curious or you wouldn't be reading this. So what I want you to do now is send me something from the top of the lighthouse in Morse code. As for what I want you to send me, read the little story I've enclosed. That'll get you started. The story makes no sense, you say. Well, you got into this chest, didn't you? Anyway, eventually you'll find the answer to my first secret. As for my other secret, if you're smart, and I have a sneaking suspicion you are, you'll figure it out along the way.
Something is fishy in Snake Horse Harbor.
And I'm not just speaking for the hell of it. Oh, and no funny stuff, because I'm watching you. Hilda.
It's a little conch shell handwriting. Do I not get to keep that?
No, you don't get to keep that.
Oh.
Well, let me back up. Alright. We got a lead. I love the music in this game.
Go through the rows. Really?
Go forward 2 that way.
2?
This music is so piratey. Yeah, I would agree with that. There's the houseboat right in front of you.
Oh.
Not really a houseboat, but you know what
Boat.
I mean. Oh, good job. You took the helmet.
Shut up. You need to make this chat bigger so I can actually, see it.
I can't make it bigger.
You should have the webcam on your phone and have the...
Yeah, but it doesn't work.
Why not?
Because it just drops all the time. Like, it disconnects all the time.
On your phone?
Yes. Trust me, I tried before. There's a note on that thing.
There is?
So the dead fish I saw on the beach...
No one cares. No, she's not going to send you a recipe.
No, the reason that's significant is because you're on the Pacific
Hi,
Ocean.
Nancy. How's it going?
Why would there be dead Atlantic herring on the beach?
Why was there a postcard of Atlantic herring in this?
Because it was addressed to Jenna from her friend Kim, who obviously lives on the Atlantic.
Why would you send someone
Oh, I don't know.
a postcard of Atlantic herring?
Okay, Graham, I'll catch you up on what's going on so far. Hi, Alice. Welcome back. This is this game takes place on the San Juan Islands off the coast of Washington State. There is a orca in the harbor here who has been hanging around. We're trying to figure out if she's sick or abandoned or orphaned or whatever. But what's happening is because she's in the harbor and there's certain laws that they can only come, they can't come within a certain radius of her, it's been affecting a lot of the fishermen in town. And, that's how they make their money, so it's been really affecting them. And they're mad at Katie Firestone, who's the person that Nancy's staying with, because she is allowed to get right up next to the orca and monitor her condition.
But she runs a whale watching company, and so she's taking paying customers with her right up to the orca so they can get, a good view of it. And then this person right here that I'm looking at is runs the cafe. And then the person that I'm going to talk to in a minute that's sitting in this chair over here by the bar, he's running for harbor master. He's like a salty old seaman. He looks like Captain Ahab from Moby Dick. And he thinks that orca... Well, this person, Jenna, she thinks the orca should go back to the pod that she's from. And this guy thinks that they should get rid of the orca because he's a fisherman and it's affecting his work.
So there's kind of a dual mystery happening here. So the first mystery is that when Nancy first arrives, Katie's boat has been completely ransacked. There's parts missing, the engine's totally screwed up. She officially cannot go back out onto the water until she gets it fixed, which is of course affecting her responsibility to check on the orca. The second mystery is that Nancy's been finding these weird notes labeled Rosebud from somebody named Hilda, and she's been doing, we actually just did a few puzzles that we found that Hilda had left, so now we're following along those leads. So that's basically a summary of what's happened so far.
Yep. In a nutshell.
Did Hilda Swenson give you something?
She made a necklace for me. Prettiest thing I own. I'd show it to you, but it's at my house. How did you know she gave me something?
It's kind of a long story, but I'd really love to see that necklace.
Problem is, my home's across town, and I'm real low on clams, which means I've got to go clamming before I can even think about doing anything else.
I'm gonna be naggy.
But I really need to see that necklace.
Okay, if you get the clams, I'll go get the necklace. You can put them in here. 15 ought to do it.
This is the worst puzzle ever in the entire game. Remember all those holes in the sand?
Andy Jason can issue you one.
On those 2 beaches? I gotta go digging for clams.
It's been fun talking to you.
Back at ya.
Nail is like...
Don't bite it. Don't bite your nail, lady.
Well, do you have any clippers?
Yeah, I can go find some.
You
Would
again?
you like me to?
Sure, if you want. Well, I'll talk to this guy.
I'm pretty sure I saw a couple of dead Atlantic herring
So
on
this
the
is
beach
the,
earlier today.
Guy
Is it
running for Harbor
possible?
Master.
Nope. You may have seen Pacific herring,
that's
but
it.
not Atlantic herring. No way.
Like awkwardly
They matched
crawling
the
around.
picture I saw on that postcard over there perfectly.
Because Atlantic herring are found only in the Atlantic. Trust me, I spent 5 years fishing for them. We catch them by the hundreds, freeze them, and sell them to aquariums and such.
To aquariums? You mean to feed to other fish? Or to sea mammals?
Of course. What else would they do with them? Bring them back to life and put them on exhibit? Look, I don't know how it is where you're from, but up here,
My
seeing
dog has
2
been
dead
trying to
fish
sneak
on
in
a
behind
beach
me and
isn't
get some
exactly front
pizza.
page news. Let it go.
The other thing is they're suspecting that who's the lady I'm staying with? Fox something.
Katie Firestone?
Firestone. They're suspecting that she is feeding the orca, and Alice wants to know: is this better or worse than Barnacle Blast?
I think for you, the clamming is going to be better than Barnacle Blast. Watching her play Barnacle Blast, I was almost afraid because she got so angry. For me, I get really frustrated at Barnacle Blast, but I think I would rather do Barnacle Blast than go clamming.
I'd rather go clamming in real life.
Well, let's see if you like it here.
I understand that Hilda Swenson gave you something?
So what if she did?
Yes, Graham. She is.
Do you think I could see it?
Tell you what, this chess problem I've been working on
Never
is
get
giving me
anything for
fits.
free.
Here, solve it for me, and I'll let you see what Hilda gave me.
Who holds things like this? Here you go. You can have this.
Old guys.
Feel free to look at the chess book in my duffel bag if you need help. Let me know when you're through.
So you can go in his...
Oh.
He's giving you permission to go through his duffel bag.
Vote Holt now.
This is November 3rd.
Oh. Whatever. Poker fundamentals. I know about poker. Play poker.
You need to look through everything though. Because you're snooping. Have I taught you nothing about these games?
You taught me that you send me places I don't need to go. Make me get 7-second chances.
So, if you... Well, we'll do that later. I'm not gonna overwhelm it. Ransack his bag. Steal his wallet. Who do you think that's to?
The, White House.
She's so smart. Okay, so you wanna
She's lying.
do his chess puzzle? Identify 2 moves that White can make to win the game.
that white can make to win the game.
Mm-hmm. You only have bishops and king and queen.
B.
You need to
What
pick
did
the
she say?
space.
Oh,
she said
B.
B for bishop.
Wrong.
So pick another piece.
Q. Good.
So you can move the queen to what space? To potentially win the game.
That doesn't really make sense, but
Huh.
That's not right.
yeah.
And you can't move queen like that.
Yes, you can.
You can't move her in an L.
See, A is right
Oh,
here.
well, my bad. I was looking at D. I never know the answer to this puzzle, so I end up just like doing a bunch of different.
Huh. Correct. Queen
Okay.
moves to D6. So black would move here.
Now what could you do?
Nope.
What?
I think you move the queen again.
Perfect. Oh.
Just try another one.
Yes. There. Checkmate.
Checkmate. Yeah, I don't ever understand this puzzle. But that's it.
Okay.
Done with that chess problem yet?
Yes.
Check it out.
Check
Right
it
as
out.
And to keep up my end of the bargain, here's what Hilda gave me.
One
Handle's
bum.
made a scrimshaw. She carved it herself. Never would tell me why she wrote one bum on it like that. Of course, this was after
Are you
her
insulted,
husband
Holt?
died. Yes, her mind was starting.
I would be.
Thanks for letting me see it.
You're either calling me a bum, like a hobo, or you're calling me a butt. So.
See you around.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Hi, Nancy. How's it going?
Oh, wait.
It's been fun talking to you.
Later, Gator.
Did not.
You have to get some clamming stuff from Andy Jason before you go clamming.
Oh, yeah, that's the other guy in this game, catching you guys up. He runs basically Whale World, which is like Sea World, but not. And he also has whale tours that are in competition with Katie. Wait, oh, wrong. He has fluffy hair.
Hi, Nancy.
I understand that Hilda Swenson gave you a present?
She gave me the design I used to create the keychains I give away to everyone who goes on a Whale World whale watch. She was quite the graphic artist.
Could I have a keychain?
Sure, if you go on a whale watch.
You kidding me?
I need a clamming permit. Jenna said I could get one from you.
Ordinarily you could, but permits mean paperwork, and I'm kinda busy right now. Of course, if someone wanted to volunteer to help me...
What kind of help do you need?
Inside that box marked Caddy is a miniature of what our
Hi,
resident
Nancy,
sea
my
monster
forehead
might
is
look like in
huge.
skeletal form. Assemble it for me, and I'll not only give you a permit, but I'll throw in a free clam tube. And remember, whales rule!
He's really not.
What did he tell you to do? Put together that skeleton thing?
Yeah, that I tried to earlier, and he's like, Miss, please don't touch that.
It's easiest to start with the neck and go. Either do the tail and go up, or...
I can do it.
Nah.
Keep in mind that this is part of the spine.
Oh, right. See, that looks like rib cage right there. How do you know if it's in the right spot?
It won't be able to be moved.
Nah.
It's too far to go.
Bingo.
There you go.
Good.
Okay.
It's a little bit bigger than the actual neck.
Bingo.
You're a nurse. You should be able to do this with your eyes closed. Aren't you
Yeah.
an expert on Cadborosaurus?
Yeah, because I nursed these things.
Cadborosaurus expert in the house.
Nah.
I'm so bad at these games, you guys.
Nah.
It's fine.
Nah.
Nancy going, nah, nah. Just flip it if you aren't sure which way it is.
I know.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Bingo.
It's completely upside down. I couldn't tell because
Oh, you put it too far away.
Good.
Aww! Graham, they are thin at one end, much bigger in the middle, and then thin again at the other end. That is my theory. It belongs
Oh,
to
yeah.
me. Yes. Thank you for knowing. Monty Python
Bingo.
reference, y'all.
In which Tori played one of the most obnoxious characters.
Nah.
I loved that play though, like that role.
Nah. Nah. Nah.
Shut up, Nancy! Oh my gosh! Does someone pay you to be this annoying?
Good.
Yes, they do.
Good. Oh yeah.
No one would ever buy this product.
Oh yeah.
What are these?
The flipper. It's the
They
shoulder
have-
and the flipper.
They have bones in the flipper.
No, this flipper.
Oh, I was like,
It's the
there's...
shoulder and the flipper.
I cannot see because my little fake hand is in the way.
Good. Wow, am I a creative genius or what?
No, you're not.
Caddy model.
Snap.
Look how
two
happy he looks.
together. Before
Cadborosaurus.
because he's happy because he's about to eat you.
Okay. So now you can get a clam too.
Hi, Nancy.
I finished putting that display together.
So you did. Caddy never looked better. Here's your permit, and here's your clam tube. Look for little holes in the sand. Sometimes water will squirt out of them. Anyway, center the tube over the hole, push it down into the sand, and pull. If you're quick enough, the clam will be in the sand that comes out of the tube. If not, try again.
Thanks for your
I
time.
feel like this
Whales
is going to be my breaking
rule.
point in this game.
Then you'll have to decide if it's this or Barnacle Blast.
Yeah, I will.
So you can go to the lighthouse to clam. You can also go to the beach to clam. Remember that hidden beach?
Where I was in the kayak?
Right. So those are the two places that you can clam. So basically what I do is I walk up and down the beach like 6 or 7 times, try every single hole as I go each direction, because there are certain holes that you can only find going one direction or the other.
Yeah.
So I go up and down the beach 6 or 7 times, try every hole up and down, and then go to the other beach and go up and down the beach until I find, and then if I still can't find enough, go back to the original beach. So just basically, yep.
So there's nothing.
It's not a clam. Yeah. You have to open up you have to grab the fish thing.
Arf.
Arf?
I don't know why she says arf.
Is it a dogfish? Or maybe it's just that gross.
So just like hover all along.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, they're hidden all over.
And I need 15 of these little
15.
suckers.
One there. So literally every screen, just like look along the bottom for a red.
Like gross. Nothing. This is gonna be a long challenge.
Make sure you walk all the way out too,
What do you mean?
like onto the rocks.
Oh! I didn't even know I could do that.
Yeah. Keep going. We need that.
SS. Maybe this broke off from a ship.
There's no, like, sand though.
Yeah, I know, but you need that piece of wood for something else. So now keep walking this direction now and keep looking, yeah, for holes. There's one.
Aha!
What is in the bottom of my bucket?
Fish skin? I don't know. Hey Graham, when do you start training at work? Yeah, this is kind of monotonous, so
I just found the same fish thing.
that can happen.
You're no clam.
So yeah, like I said, just walk up and down 5 or 6 times. And holes.
There's none that way.
I don't think so.
I thought.
You may have to go to the other beach and come back, but go down this side one more time.
Yeah, because, like, there were holes here and then.
Yeah, like sometimes they close up and you have to go to the other beach and come back. So like sometimes it's kind of just like a back and forth sort of thing.
Except for this one, I bet it's gonna be fish.
Nope.
Oh! Got 2 whole clams. Oh wait, that's the light.
Yep.
Well, next week. I don't even remember how
Just basically go straight and then eventually you'll turn right. Yeah, you can go up that way. You can go up that way.
Kayaking in real life is way easier than this.
So most of these are close to the water.
I see.
Check the water lines.
Sorry. Distracted. Alice, this is better than Barnacle Blast.
It just takes probably just as long. Remember, you can go out there too. There's a hole or 2 out there. There might be some down there.
5 down, 10 to go. I don't see any more clams. Maybe I should look somewhere else for a while.
Well, of course you can't see them. They don't hang out on the surface.
Oops, that's not a clam.
Malone's bone.
Nikki Malone. Alice said she hated this and she'd rather do Barnacle Blast.
I just like,
More than halfway there.
I have good like hand-eye coordination. For some reason, in Barnacle Blast, I'm just like always in the wrong place at the wrong time.
It may have been the computer too.
Yeah, it could have been. I don't know, it just took forever.
So now, like, walk back this way and keep looking for any like holes along the water. You may have to go back to the lighthouse.
There you are, my pretty.
That was rude.
You could turn around and walk back one more time if you wanted to. Okay, just be safe. But yeah, sometimes the holes disappear. Yeah, you're probably gonna have to go back to the lighthouse and keep looking. How many do you have in your bucket?
I don't know. I'll have to count. I think it's like 10. What is that, 10? 11?
I don't know.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11.
Okay, so you need 4 more. Which you could probably find at the lighthouse. Your actives on Twitter, but they didn't retweet my tweet. They just liked it.
You can't retweet everybody's tweet.
They should, though. For everybody who has, like, good tweets.
Maybe yours is.
Where are you going?
I don't know.
Go all the way down. Take a ride. There's Bill.
This is why we're best friends, because I get lost. Almost went to Whale World. Could have been a little bit of a detour.
So, at some point you're going to need to investigate that wood. And then you're also going to need to do all the games in Whale World. That's 12.
Come on, mouse. There's probably any. Oh, there's
13.
13 clams. I just need to find 2 more.
I'm the only one who hums the Wicked Witch of the West theme song when Nancy is cycling to her next destination. Yes. Yes, I think he might be.
It's a good idea, though. Well, I don't know where these last 2 holes
We
are.
may have to go back one more time to the hidden beach.
I don't see any more clams.
Yeah.
Maybe I should look somewhere else for a while.
Now you're gonna do that every time you get on the bike.
Yeah. I'm tempted to.
Dan says he does love the atmosphere in this game. It's a pretty good one.
Atmosphere is the same no matter where we are on the planet. Because it's really high up in the sky.
Stop. He means the feel of this game. This music though.
It's kayaking now.
We can jump back out to the hidden island and see.
It's a sandbar.
Yeah. More holes?
No.
It's those last few clams that just take forever to find.
I know.
Oh, I saw a hole. I didn't see a hole, I saw it light up. 14.
One more clam.
Some people, when they got this game, there was a weird glitch in the game.
15
Some
clams.
discs
I'm all set.
Yeah.
had like a missing file, and the clams would not populate.
So they would
And
never
they-
find any clams.
Right, so they could never complete the game, so Her Interactive had to release a patch, a clam patch, and it would just fill your bucket with 15 clams, and that's what the patch would do. So, but I like actually working for the clams, you know. I'm glad that I didn't get a version of the game that had a clam glitch, because I like working for the clams. We go. Keep going. There you go. So now, we can give Jenna her clams for chowder and get a look at her gift from Hilda.
This music is similar to the Silent Spy.
Yeah, kind of. It's got sort of a, like, Celtic sort of vibe to it.
Yeah, there's a penny whistle playing all the time. Whoa, look who's missing.
And you can get in there now.
Hi, Nancy. Oh, good, you got the clams. Let me take those from you. I'll take that clam tube off your hands, too. You'll never guess what happened. While
Why
I
are you
was home
taking my
getting that
equipment? I
necklace
worked
for
hard
you,
for that.
Somebody broke in here. The sheriff just left.
Really? Was anything stolen?
What's weird is I'm not only missing food, like bread and eggs and stuff like that.
Steal his
Looks
wallet.
like they also
Wallet.
stole a bunch of tools and some boat parts.
Oh gosh. Stole some bolt parts. Stole some bolt parts.
Supposed to what?
Bolt parts.
Boat parts.
Go figure. What's more, both doors were locked when I got here, and none of the windows were broken. It's like a ghost did it.
That's the twist of the whole game. There's a ghost. And it's not like Nancy Drew, so it's a real ghost.
Would it be okay if I looked at
If you want to play detective, please, be my guest. If you have any questions, just holler.
We need to see the necklace. We need to see your necklace. Talk to her again.
Do I need to... Is there anything else to do?
Hi, Nancy. How's it going?
Do you have that necklace you said you'd go get?
Well, sort of. My niece got hold of it last time she was out here and locked it up in some kind of toy box. It's on the table over there if you want to try to open it, because unfortunately, I can't.
Are you serious?
It's been
called a
fun
hammer.
talking to you.
Back at ya.
You're not gonna look in the closet?
I'm gonna get there.
Okay.
Whoa, calm down, Nancy.
She said.
What is this card thing?
Good question. Aunt Iris said it and the others like it have been on the walls in here since the place was built.
Poker.
So there's a bunch of these in the I think there's 4 of these panels that open up in the restaurant, all over the restaurant. The point is to make royal flushes.
On all of them?
Mm-hmm.
What order?
There's no particular order.
Well,
But you're going to have to guess as to which suit you use.
well, this one can't be a... Like, does it have to go, like...
It doesn't have to be in, like, king, queen, jack
Oh,
order.
okay.
It just has to be a royal
Because I was about to
flush.
say, because there is no queen on that one, so...
And then you use a different suit for each panel that you find.
Well, that's annoying.
Well,
There's no 10.
then look and see if
There's another 10.
well, that only has a king, so that one has to be the king.
Well, how do we know it's a heart, though?
Well, you don't. That's a good point, but
I made a royal flush.
Okay.
so there's what?
That was luck.
So now that one, so heart has already been used. You'll just keep that in the back of your mind. But then you can check, like, all of those little panels. So, like, if you turn around, see if that panel will open. Nope, it won't. So just look at all of those little panels. They're all over the place, and see how many you can open. Not that one.
I mean, I can't open it.
Yeah, you can't open that one. That's true, but
Save king. Looks like you do a lot of shopping at Save King.
I do all my shopping at Save King.
So, okay, so we can do the royal flush thing. We can open up the...
That's gonna read it.
Okay, go ahead, read it. Are you gonna read it?
No.
Why?
Oh, no.
Go read it. Read it for the audience.
Read it out loud!
Yes, you gotta read things out
I
loud.
want that lighthouse to go
No.
to Dark House!
Read it.
Snake Horse Harbor owes its life to the lighthouse that stands beside the channel. The men and women who built it in 1866 realized that a lighthouse would not only warn sailors of the rocky shores nearby, but it would also advertise their little town's existence. Its revolving oil lamp would announce to the world, "We're Snake Horse Harbor, come stay. Help us build a thriving community," and thousands did just that. Today the shoals are gone and many people think we ought to start discouraging people from moving here. To some, the lighthouse is a useless, dangerous eyesore. Tearing it down would be too expensive, so they want to just let it fall down. As if that wasn't bad enough, they want to turn off its light for good. That's not going to happen. If I fail in my current efforts to have the state designated a historical landmark, then I intend to make sure that the light in the tower never goes out, using my own funds if necessary. If I can just keep the beacon on long enough, I know it will eventually help the people of Snake Horse Harbor see the error of their ways and realize that our lighthouse is a gift from the past, meant not to be toppled but treasured. Hilda Swinson, Mayor.
So there's a puzzle box on one of the tables around the corner.
Yeah, that has the
And then you
necklace.
can do all the royal flushes, and then you know. There's another one. You can't use hearts, obviously, but...
Graham, you forgot your eggs.
Yeah, Graham, you forgot your eggs at the hotel. Nick just texted me. Curses.
I made a royal flush.
Okay, so you've used heart and club.
There's no spades and diamonds.
a royal flush.
So no spades. Nick took my eggs and put them in the fridge. Oh.
What am I at?
You already did that one.
Oh. Great.
There's books to look at.
Reading for chunks.
No, it's not. Reading helps you with mysteries.
Which ones did I do?
You need to do spades. What time is it, by the way? It's 1, almost 2. We still got plenty of time.
What was that?
What was
That
that?
did something. I think it's on the bench of that first booth. You have to like back up. I mean, spin. Oh yeah, there's the puzzle box.
Oh my gosh.
Match pairs across all 3 screens.
You're not timed or anything. Oh my gosh, what? Graham, what? Graham, what?
I thought I saw the salt and pepper on.
What?
No, I'm just talking to myself about this puzzle.
This looks awful. Well, you know. So, Jenna says she can't open this. Does that make her stupid or lazy?
Yeah, really. She just didn't want to have to do
I'm going to
this.
do all 3 screens. On Senior Detective,
Yeah.
the matches are literally spaced among the 3 screens. So the match to one of the ones on screen 1 may be on screen 3 or whatever.
See,
That's
I think
Senior
somebody's
Detective.
just trying to kill somebody with frustration at that point.
I was thinking to myself, like, when I get to Shadow at the Water's Edge, I'm going to be asking people to sit and watch me play Master Sudoku. Like, I apologize now for how long that's going to take you. Because, wow.
Yeah.
Hey, it's that fish that we found on the beach.
Yep.
The Atlantic herring. I'm gonna go put the rest of this pizza away. Do you want anything else to snack on or drink or something?
I'll take something to drink.
Okay, I
Can
think I
surprise me.
have tea and juice.
You have any coffee?
I can make you a cup.
Would you like to?
Sure.
Okay, I'll take some coffee.
Alright, I will be back. Have fun with that.
Yeah. I feel like I'm back in, like, kindergarten.
And then you can explore and see what that, what those panels did somewhere in the restaurant for you.
Thanks, boss.
You're welcome. I might actually only just start because I think we maybe up now.
Oh my gosh, I'm getting so distracted now. It's not paying attention at all. Woo! Got one match. These all, like, look so similar. Some jazzy music.
It's beautiful. Ella, what kind of word is that?
Elf. And one bum.
I bet
Ooh.
that's how those burglars got in here. I can't see a thing. Why might I need a flashlight?
You do not have a flashlight on your cell phone, Nancy. It's pretty exciting. I always turn the wrong way. Like, whenever I have to spin to get to the door, I always turn the wrong way. It's quite obnoxious.
Hi, Nancy. How's it going?
Do you have a flashlight I could borrow?
Sorry.
Oh, well.
It's been fun talking to you.
Sorry,
Yeah,
you
hasn't it, though?
Hi, Nancy.
Do you know where I could get a flashlight around here?
No idea.
Someone broke into the hot kettle today.
No kidding. Wow, that's the third one this week.
Apparently all they took was food and boat parts.
Sounds a lot like those two other burglaries.
Thanks for your time.
Have a good one.
Well, wonder if I should go to the lighthouse or play all these games. I'm just gonna play all these games. Or get started at least. The card. If I can figure out. What's this say? There we go. Oh no! A pod of whales is trapped in the inlet. Swim to freedom! Use this quiz to help them swim to open water. Each correct answer moves them closer to freedom, but get 3 wrong and you'll have to start over. Lovely. Holy mackerel. Yeah. Okay. Whew. Alright. I think they're fond of being bossed around, actually. I think that just makes sense. That definitely, their black and white markings make them look very handsome. Actually learned that on a SeaWorld video. Alright, I just guessed every single one of those. Every single one. Just guessed it. And I guided the pod safely out to sea. Punch card. Okay, cool. So it tells you which ones you've done. So I need to do feeding frenzy, whale sounds, and never a dull moment. Never a dull moment. Dolly the Doll's porpoise must do certain things to survive, like eat, breathe, and avoid her enemies. Use the keyboard arrows to make sure she eats, doesn't run out of air, and avoids dangers forever lurking in the ocean. Yeah. Thank you.
I can't remember how you liked it, so I just put milk in.
Okay.
Is that how you want it?
Yeah, milk and sugar's fine, either way.
How are you doing? Did you find out what happened in the...
I found out how the burglars got in, but I need a flashlight.
Okay.
We're definitely gonna do easy. I just guessed. all of the...
You gotta eat stuff while avoiding squids and torpedoes.
And I have to breathe still.
Yeah.
How much do I have to eat? Like...
I think you... Oh, you hit it. Why'd you hit a toxic?
I didn't mean to. Oh, that was not something I could eat.
A shark.
Do you know why killer whales are called killer whales?
You hit him. You died.
I did die. I was distracted.
Because they kill sharks, right?
No, because they kill any other whales.
Oh.
So I just played the game where you have to like answer the questions or whatever, and I guessed all of them. Got them all right.
Really?
Yes.
Run!
I win! Got my little punch card.
2 more games.
Is that a game? That's not a game.
Nope.
Here we go.
Throughout the center, you've been able to hear the sounds different cetaceans make. To see just how good your memory is, press a button, listen to the sound that plays, then press the button of the cetacean that made the sound. If you've made a correct match, the button lights will stay on. When all the buttons are lit, you've matched them all.
So which one do you think that is? You gotta wait for it to finish.
Nope. Nope.
That's the home. This is really hot. This cup.
Yeah, because there's hot liquid in it. Push. Oh no, you gotta push the thing first, the animal first, and then the sound.
Oh. Are you sure?
I don't know.
Because when I clicked the whale, she was like, nope.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So then,
That is the killer whale. Because I saw blackfish.
that one sounds like a lawnmower.
Sounds like a porpoise. So what have I not done? 3 and
3. 3 more.
That's a really long one. So I'm thinking the one with the biggest lungs has to make that one. Just guessed all those too!
Wonderful.
I'm just good with animals.
You should have been a vet instead of a regular nurse.
I've thought about it.
Really?
Yeah. I think it'd be cool to be like a vet for big animals, like livestock.
Yeah. Well, Christine, who just moved back to Ohio, she's going to be a livestock vet. It's like cows and stuff.
Yum! Yum!
It's like whack-a-mole.
Yum! Yum! Yum!
Can I feed, I just feed them once?
Yeah.
Yum!
Oh man, I'm gonna like lose my groove.
Yum! 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 Yum!
You're so cute. Yum! Yum! Yum!
Yum! Yum!
Ah!
You still won.
I still won. Got 17.
Yum! Yum!
Scored better than a 10-year-old.
Yum! So now you can put your card into the Wheel of Fortune and win a prize.
Oh man.
Oh man, what?
I might have to play this game like 500,000 times.
Why?
If I want a whale tour or whatever. So I need to get that keychain.
Unless you win it on your spin. Spin.
How do I spin it?
Click the wheel.
Oh. I thought I was trying to click it. I'm gonna win a stupid hat.
You
Yay!
can only win a
watching
whale
tour.
watching tour.
Alright!
It's the only thing Nancy wins.
This game is rigged.
It is rigged.
Here's guy. Itchy. Nice.
Hi, Nancy.
I won a free whale watching tour.
Well, congratulations. I'll give you an exclusive tour. Just be you and me.
So you saw the necklace then, right? Jonah's necklace.
Mm-hmm.
And what did it say on it?
Elf.
Elif. Yeah. So one bum and Elif.
Yep.
Sounds great.
Be just you and me on a boat. That's not scary.
Would you be mad if I asked you to put sugar in the cup?
No. Or you could go downstairs and put your own sugar in your
Play the
coffee.
game. I'm watching some whales here. Apparently that's a whale.
I am the best friend ever. Watch me.
Whoa, look at the whales!
Thank you for a great tour and for letting me use your
Just probably
camera.
got a clear
My
shot of my
pleasure.
butt right then.
Since I took your whale watching tour, I get a free keychain, right?
Actually, I only give them to paying customers.
Now, why did the term false advertising suddenly pop into my head?
Okay, okay.
Thanks for your time.
Have a good one.
Yeah, see? To everyone.
Trend. Wonder what that means.
I feel like if this was what someone gave you, then, like, as a design, you wouldn't leave TREN on your keychain to give to every customer that goes on a whale watching tour. I just feel like that's not very realistic. Call me a skeptic, but I'm just kind of not really getting that. Nancy takes forever to play. He did. Someone
This
just
is the Drew
threw a
residence.
rock at
Please
me.
leave a message at the beep.
Jerks.
Hi, Nancy. It's Hannah.
What the
I seem to
keychain
have
say?
gotten
Tren.
by a chunk of lighthouse. Could you please pick me up from the flight tonight? It's airport 323. Oh, and bring a pack of ice couples. I've got a grapefruit on my head the size of a goose egg. Am I making sense? Oh well, soon you see.
And Nancy was never a detective ever again. She suffered irreversible brain damage. Or else I have not saved my game.
Just back up. Yeah, you want to save your game?
Whoa,
Yeah.
that was close.
Always name them Twitch just to be safe. So,
Really?
yeah. So that if something happens, I know which ones.
What was the thing for the...
Oh, it was... I did not write it down.
What kind of friend are you?
I'm gonna go look in his bag again.
Gonna have to, aren't I?
Did she comment anything? Did Nancy comment anything on once she had all three things?
Mm-mm. No. I did not.
Okay. Well, basically what you do is you take all of those letters and you mix them up to form a new phrase. And then that's what you send to Hilda, according to her letter. Remember?
Oh, I thought it was in the book. It's not. So that's another book. 3475.
3475. Also, you're going to want to at some point go to Katie's.
Are you kidding me? I have to do this all again to see the necklace again?
No, it's fine. You don't have to do it again. I have all the letters written down, but at some point you're going to want to go onto Katie's boat and take that piece of wood that you have and take a look at it and then call somebody to help you identify it.
Gotcha. It's weird, like, when you have the chat thing up, I can, like, see the delay.
Oh, yeah. There's like a 15 or 20 second delay between what we're live doing and when they see it. So, 3475.
Breaking and entering. Why am I looking at this random pipe section? Oh, that's why.
Because there's a hidden switch.
What is clanging?
Something outside.
Someone's hitting things with a hammer. Climb up the lighthouse.
Looks like someone's been up here recently. Someone messy. That's today. Wonder why it's circled.
Apparently they like Cocoa Crinkle bars.
It doesn't like Cocoa Crinkle bars. So we can send something to Morse code to Hilda.
Oh, that's what I have to say.
By rearranging...
Oops, sorry.
Just pulled that out of my head.
I'm sorry!
By rearranging the letters of the things that were on the 3 gifts, it will tell you what she wants sent to you in Morse code.
So it's...
Tren, One Bum, and Elif. There is an anagram buster on his laptop.
Right. Yeah.
So if you want to type in all of the letters...
Let's do that.
Today is their birthday. You think today's somebody's birthdays? So they somebody's birthdays.
Tori has trouble talking.
I really do. The other day I was at work and we do these like callbacks to guests after they've been checked in for like 15-20 minutes and we call, oh wait, go around the other side of the lighthouse.
Oh.
That side.
This way?
No, go forward. That's what you've been hearing claim.
Bing, bing, bing.
Then see if you can do it. Anyway, so I was trying to call when you pulled that switch, it opened this. I called this guest and I was like, hi, I just wanted to call, make sure that you had a great, your room's good. And like, I can't get rid of a voicemail once I leave it for a guest, and so I was kind of like, I know I sound like an idiot. She's gonna hold one now that you've grabbed one.
Wonder why that's there.
So it's a 2-sided puzzle. The other side is obviously on the other side of that door. So you have to find a way to get to it from the other side.
Gotcha.
You may as well go back to Katie's boat, because then you can unscramble those letters and investigate that wood.
That dinging is getting on my nerves.
Then go away from it. Helmet to save lives.
Almost reach for your book. That's my phone.
I know. I'll see what's on this.
2:17. Been streaming for 2 hours.
Yep, 3 viewers. We had a few people chatting, so it hasn't been too bad.
Mostly Graham. He's supportive of me.
My brand new anagram buster. If I come across letters that need unscrambling, I'll be all set. Maybe I can use my handy-dandy anagram buster to figure out what those strange words on Hilda's gifts mean.
Oh, I don't have to memorize them? Just text them all in.
So you can either manually assemble them, which if we were playing Senior Detective, we would only be able to manually assemble them. Or if you get really bored, if you like want to give up, you can have them automatically unscramble them. So, do you want to try to do it yourself?
Kind of.
Okay.
But
you can try for a little while, and if after a few minutes you get frustrated, you can do the auto buster.
how many words is it?
2.
What's the first word start with?
A T. Come on.
Interesting.
You did it! Telephone number. So Hilda wants you to send her your telephone number by Morse code.
Cool.
Also, so you may
So mine, like Nancy Drew's phone
Nancy
number?
Drew's phone number.
How do I see my own number?
It's in your own directory. Oh no, it's not. It's right here. But I have the Morse code written down.
Okay.
So. But while you're here, you might want to go upstairs to her little, not that upstairs, the other upstairs. No, inside upstairs. And check out, like, that book and get a piece of that.
Oh, that's right. That way.
So you can, like, grab a slide and cut a piece off. Does that copy better?
Yeah. It's fantastic.
So you can use the thing. to
One
cut off
slice
the
of
piece.
wood.
Oh, okay, I see.
And then put it in the
One
slide.
glass slide.
One glass slide.
There. This is gonna look so
There.
cool under the microscope. Let's have a look. Awesome.
So, those are, like, sample slides if you wanted to look at them. And then in the drawer, there's the book of somebody that would be able to help you figure out where that word came from.
All those books I just put in?
Yep. Arboreal morphology.
Complex morphological issues. Microscopic tracheid analysis.
Dr.
Breathe
servicing.
Yeah, that. There's a number.
So look at the wood and get a good looking at it. And then call her and see if she can help you find out where that word came from.
Can I just call her on my cell phone?
Yeah, that's the only phone you got in this game.
Did I not put it in?
So scroll up and down. Oh wait, what? Oh, maybe you have to click on the number in the book.
Because I don't have it memorized.
It's supposed to be in there. Oh, well. Oh, let me write it down then, if it won't.
No, come on. Stop.
Look right here. What's the number?
715-555-555. 9663.
Okay, let's call it.
Alright.
9663. You may have to hit dial 1 before it. Let's see if it'll take it.
We're sorry. Your
Yeah, you
call
gotta
cannot
dial
be
1 first.
dialed. Please check the number and dial again. This is a recording.
1715 555 9663. Dr. Pritavici is really good looking in that picture. Graham. She's not real. Well, I'm sure it's a picture of a real person, but that's not really Dr. Pritavici.
Oh, I should probably hit dial.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
You have reached the desk of Dr. Irina Predoviciu.
Irina.
I'm away from my desk, but will be back in a couple of minutes. Thank you.
Okay,
Well, you know what? You suck.
Maybe we don't need to do that yet. She's so fabulous. Have you actually talked to Katie in a while?
No.
Probably should do that.
Hey, what's going on?
Sounds like you're making progress.
I'm getting there. I remembered that a friend of mine had stashed some boat parts in my storage locker.
I found this piece of wood on the beach. There's something strange about it.
What do you mean? Let's see it. Ouch, those splinters are sharp. That is odd. It looks like it's been in the water a long time, but if that were the case, those edges would be dull. That looks like it broke off of something just recently.
Okay, we had to talk to her.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Any idea where it came from?
Could be off a cargo ship, I guess. But you know who you should ask? Casey Porterfield. He works at the Maritime Library in Port Townsend. You should give him a call. His number's 360-555-3095. He loves checking out stuff like this.
I saw a boat in a bottle at Andy Jason's place. He said it was made by a guy named Benjamin Hawkins.
As a matter of fact, I've done some research on Hawkins. He settled here in the mid-1800s, lived in a cabin where the lighthouse is now.
Why are you doing research on him?
Some of the things I heard about him got my curiosity going. For instance, he apparently had a major feud going with some sea captain. Hawkins would see the guy's sail on the horizon, grab his family and all his valuables, and go into hiding for days.
What was the feud about?
Nobody knew. Rumor had it that the sea captain was an ex-pirate, which might explain why Hawkins hid. But where he hid is still a mystery.
Would you by any chance have a flashlight?
I have a headlamp. I mean, I have one somewhere. I'm sorry, Nancy. I'm so hungry I can hardly see straight, let alone think straight.
Would you like a sandwich?
That would be awesome.
So,
see you in
point
a
of
bit.
this puzzle
Careful
is
out there.
don't make her sick.
Make a dang sandwich. You can't even make her own dang sandwich. What the heck?
Turn.
Well, I didn't know I could turn, okay? Jeez.
Some tomato. And some mustard.
Freedom mustard.
And some lettuce.
That's it.
Okay.
World's worst
What's up?
sandwich.
Here's a sandwich for you.
Great.
Here you go.
I'm starving.
It's like the flattest sandwich ever.
Fabulous. Thank you.
That was so
Okay,
fabulous.
Headlamp. Where's my headlamp? Oh my gosh. It was right here in the engine compartment the whole time.
I was so hungry, I couldn't give it to you.
See you in a bit.
Have fun.
Did you notice all this stuff?
Yeah. Suspicious.
Okay, so why don't you call Casey Porterfield?
It would be rude to use my phone now.
No, it wouldn't, Nancy. My gosh.
It would be rude to use my phone.
You're outside, so she won't be doing it. You have to like go into the boat.
Just go sit on your bed, Nancy.
Maritime Library, this is Casey.
Hi, my name is Nancy Drew. Katie Firestone suggested I give you a call.
Katie who?
Katie Firestone?
Never heard of her.
Oh.
I know a marine biologist named Katie Firestone.
Yes, that's her. I'm staying with her here in Snake Horse Harbor.
Oh, well then what can I do for you?
She said you might be able to help me identify the ship that this piece of plywood I found on the beach came from.
How do you know it came from a ship?
Because it says SS on it. The rest of the name is missing.
Doesn't mean anything. Now if it said SS, which stands for steamship...
I think this guy's a little
that'd be different.
senile.
Actually, that is what it says.
Oh, well then it came from a ship. Or should I say, shipwreck. What kind of wood is it?
I don't know. Old?
Sorry, for a second there, I thought you said old.
Actually, that is what I said.
You're about as much use as a beanie in a hurricane. Look, if you want me to tell you what shipwreck that wood came from, you're gonna have to tell me what kind of wood it is.
But I have no idea.
Well, you just get yourself a book on wood and figure it out. Maybe
He's so helpful.
As soon as you do, call me back. I love checking out stuff like this.
Are you kidding me?
Now you should be able to call.
I love checking out stuff like
she's
this.
in the directory now.
Meaning, I love when other people check out stuff like this for me.
This is Dr. Predoviciu.
Hi, my name is Nancy Drew, and I'd like some help identifying this piece of wood I found.
I'd be happy to assist. Do you have our mailing address?
Well, that's the problem. I don't have time to send it to you. Would it be possible to identify it over the phone?
Certainly. Just hold it up to the phone for a couple of seconds and I'll take a reading. I'm kidding, of course.
Seems a little
I
snarky.
usually don't do this over the phone, but I'll give it a try. You will
Dark
have
alert!
to take a look at your sample under a microscope.
I already did that.
And are you near the sample in case you need to refer back to it?
Let me get over there, and I'll call you back.
Really, Nancy? You're like
So you
across the
literally just have
room.
to be like up there and have it in the.
What the heck?
Turn around.
What the heck?
There you go. So just put it in there, have it ready to go. Like, click it, click, there you go. Now call her right now. Dr. Predoviciu, who knows everything about wood.
What an expert.
Irina Predoviciu speaking.
Hi, this is Nancy Drew again. I've got the sample all ready.
All right, we'll get started. Where did you find this wood?
It's a piece of driftwood, probably used for a crate.
Is the wood sample black, brown, or yellow?
Brownish.
Brown or brown reddish?
Brown reddish.
Does the sample have many holes, just a couple, or none at all?
Are those holes, those black dots?
Yes.
Okay.
Many.
And are there some holes that are big and some that are small, or are they all the same size?
They're all the same size.
Okay.
Hey CJ, welcome.
Holes are really, really tiny, right?
Are they? Yeah, I would say so.
No, they're pretty sizable.
They're microscopic.
Yeah, but looking at the sample.
Oh,
they're
okay.
big.
No, they're pretty sizable.
Then you've got a tropical hardwood. I was assuming the sample was a North American wood. All right. Are there any distinguishable horizontal lines on the sample?
Yes, there are horizontal lines.
If this wood is used for crating, then it's probably Luan. It's fairly common in
What are you
plywood,
doing?
but it's
I'm
a
switching my
rainforest
back.
timber,
Oh.
so it's declining in popularity.
Okay, hey CJ, this is my best friend Holland. CJ is one of my viewers. She's playing through this game blindly. This is the first time she's played this game, so we're just going through it together. Marathoning today.
All right. Thanks for your help.
Glad to have been of
It's gonna be a long adventure.
You're probably
today.
at least halfway done by this point.
At least.
So now you can call Casey back and tell him that it's Luan wood,
Why does he need to know?
so that he can tell you what ship it came from.
Oh. Okay.
Maritime Library, this is Casey.
Hi, this is Nancy Drew.
What if you like could get a completely wrong answer and it would change the entire game based on like?
Yes, that's
Um,
me, Nancy Drew.
It won't. You just
Firestone's
won't.
friend.
Dr. Predoviciu will say.
She will identify
She'll
it.
be like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Is basically what Predoviciu will say.
Gotcha.
Luan.
Well, if that driftwood did come from a cargo container that's part of a shipwreck, there's a good chance I can figure out which one. Call me back in an hour or so.
You can identify a ship by what its cargo containers are made out of?
Ever since the hobo spider got into the
Hobo
U.S. by
spider.
laying eggs in the wood crating of ships coming from Europe, the feds have made sure that cargo ships keep real careful records. Of course, I'll be taking things like tides, currents, weather conditions, proximity to Snake Horse Harbor. I'll be taking all those factors into consideration too.
I really appreciate your doing this for me, Casey.
And well, you should.
And well, you should. Okay, bye. Alright, so now that you've got a headlamp, you can go on in some of those tunnels. Or you could go up to the lighthouse and send your phone number over Morse code.
I'm gonna go down in the
Tunnels
cafe.
first?
Yeah. I love tunnels.
Wouldn't you hate to be like eating dinner there and then that happens? You must have turned around. You're like sitting there and all of a sudden your table's like, and all your food goes into this hole.
Oh, I see. That's looking up.
Yeah.
Am I just automatically
CJ
wearing
says he
this?
loves tunnels too. So you guys have a tunnel
no, I
connection.
don't like tunnels, CJ. I don't like them.
You
I
said
get
you
lost.
love tunnels.
I'm being sarcastic.
Then you're
I get
actually
lost
a liar.
in them.
So you're actually a liar.
I am
It's
a
fine.
liar. I'm a pathological liar. That's why Tori and I are best friends. Except we're not, because I'm a liar. What is that?
A cairn.
What the heck is that?
It's like a marker.
Why is... Nancy, why do you use fancy words?
So basically, you can just wander around and see what's at the end of all of these. No, what?
No, I do like tunnels when I...
Why are you not going to go up that thing?
Oh, I thought that was the way I came from.
No.
I don't like, tunnels when I have to, like, actually pay attention to where I'm going. If I can just wander around,
That's the last thing I need right now.
I don't mind.
I feel like wandering is scarier, though, than knowing where you're going.
No, but see, that's the fun part. It's like, I don't have to be anywhere. I can just go where the heck I want. 'Cause I'm a free woman.
So that's the way you
don't
came
need
in.
no man.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know what that has to do with tunnels.
Elvis was here. Do you think it's the real Elvis? That Elvis?
Another cairn.
Another cairn. Why don't you just call it a marker, Nancy? That's what normal people do.
So,
is that where I came from?
Yes. So you need to turn to look down that. Each cairn, I think, is at a intersection. So that's the you came down this hallway like this. So now you turned down this hallway, but you never finished looking down this hallway behind you.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Can't like click it in these.
I've got enough 10-penny nails, thank you very much.
Secret tunnel! Secret tunnel! Through the mountain! Secret, 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 secret tunnel!
How do I turn?
Back up and look this way. Oh, just kidding, just go forward and turn this way. The best kind of tunnel.
Another cairn.
Another cairn.
So you can go either left or right down this.
You go this way.
Well, I'm wearing comfortable shoes, so it
Ooh.
looks like I'm going to be doing a lot
This is
of walking.
ominous.
I'm surprised. Well, then again, this kind of beach is different than our beach because it's
It is
like
the best
high.
kind of tunnel.
It's like high cliff beaches, and so like down here we couldn't have tunnels like this at Charleston because you just dig a foot and hit
I
water.
feel like I've walked for
You know what I mean?
miles.
Yeah.
Another cairn.
Another cairn.
So you can go straight or go down.
Let's see what this is.
Oil
I already
spray.
have some oil. Dead end. That sound. Where have I heard that sound before?
So, I'm confused. I mean, I know that puzzle's on the other
You
side,
have to make the whole thing like this.
so I don't know.
I think what it is that these two stay down.
And these go up.
Oh wait, no, maybe. Yeah, I think that's right. Or maybe it's like this.
That
Yeah,
would make
maybe
sense.
it's like this.
'Cause the
And then the
head's-
other side would be up, down.
Yeah,
up,
that would make sense. Because the head
up.
would be, well, I should do this with my mouse so you guys can see it. But like the head would be over here.
Right.
And then this leaves, it looks like it might leave more room this way.
Yeah.
Because if it was like this.
There's no, well. But this wouldn't, these two wouldn't connect.
Yeah, there would have to be.
So I think flip these two like you had them.
Well, if it was like this.
But
I feel like
there's
that's
no
too
space.
short of a
Right.
space.
So I think the way you had it originally was best. Well, flip that, well, put that one up.
No, I don't think so. Well, now I'm confused. Now I've confused myself. I think the head is relatively short.
It is, so put that one down.
So we're gonna try this.
Oh, that clicked, so that must have been the way it should have done it.
Oh. Well, we weren't smart. We thought
Down, up, up. Oh, the middle two same and the outer two same. Down, up, up, down. Thanks, guys. We got it. Thanks, though. We weren't. Yeah, sorry.
Did you guys Google it? How do you know?
Well, CJ's obviously played this game before.
Yeah, but Graham, how do you know?
He obviously just knows.
He's a genius. He's like Jimmy Neutron.
Brain blast!
I can't tell what I'm looking at. Just this?
I guess so.
Graham, you guessed. Good job. That's what I did for the whale trivia. That's a really oddly shaped rock.
It looks like an anvil.
Yeah, doesn't look like a rock at all.
So I guess
Whoa,
just...
that looked like something. Oh no, it's just a patch of dirt.
So I guess just walk all the way back to that last Karen straight.
Yeah.
Because you went right down
I went right, so I'll just keep going. Back around the way. I feel like I've walked for miles!
Through the mouth. We have 5 viewers. Woo.
High five.
So CJ and Graham are basically best friends now.
Yeah, they are.
Another Karen.
Oh, that's it. I think that's pretty much everything in the tunnels.
That means end. No, because I think there was one Karen I didn't turn.
You went down that one.
Yeah, I know. I went
That
down.
was the one you came in to.
Oh, that's right. Yep. And then this is a tunnel that Nancy won't go up because she's a weenie.
Such a weenie, Nancy. Actually, I think Nancy Drew is one of the least weenie characters.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know many people that would go exploring down a tunnel like this.
By themselves. In a city they don't know.
With scary music playing.
Because it just follows her everywhere.
Mm-hmm. She has her own soundtrack. I'm turning her way again.
Okay, what else do we have to do?
Well, I want to go do the puzzle at the lighthouse.
Okay.
And we have to send the thing for Morse code anyways.
That's right. Send Hilda the phone number.
Besties. Graham is one of my favorite names.
That's her brother.
That's my brother. Yeah.
This is Holland and her brother Graham, and they have another brother Corbin. They all have really cool names, so...
I have to thank my parents for that. I had no input in my name.
Through the mountain. Super,
Open the door.
Super,
oh, I have to flip
tunnel.
the thing again. But I have to flip the thing again. Are you kidding me?
It's 3475. You always skip that one. Because 2 clicks is just too much to do right now. Oh boy. So what would happen if Holt just showed back up?
I know, right?
I thought I told you to get out of here!
I'm busy. Bye! I'd run down the ladder and disappear.
Oh, there you go. So, that opened up...
Secret tunnel! Oh wait, what was that?
I'm in the sea caves.
I'm in the sea caves. Oh, whoa. What the heck?
So you don't know the combination, but obviously there's like a combo here.
Is there? Does that mean there's a combination for each one of these?
No, it's like, so once you find the combination, which you won't for a while, it'll tell you which button to press, and then it will tell you which two to put in the circles. Yep. So this is a little secret entrance to the sea caves.
I'm in the sea caves. So this is where I went on my kayak? No? Maybe not?
No. This is not the same one.
So I can't go anywhere. I can just
Correct.
go to this thing.
There you go. And now if you ever need to get back into tunnels, there's another shortcut into it. Indeed, for the whole family.
Nancy Drew. Or,
I know what Indy is.
Like me and Graham Corbin.
Oh, well, Graham's played. He's playing the Wii version of White Wolf Bicycle Freak right now. I don't think Corbin's played any of the games, has he?
Now, is something missing a light bulb?
Well, make sure that this is good.
Looks like the bulb's missing.
So you have to find which bulb.
It's rusted
You
shut.
gotta put it here. And then you also need to spray oil to.
It's rusted shut.
Obviously.
Good thing I went to those
Perfect.
office.
So make sure
She said perfect.
Make sure
Nobody
the light will
ever
come on.
tells me perfect.
Well, that bulb's no good.
So you need to go find which bulb is the right one. A lot of backtracking.
But I want to know why Nancy doesn't just take the whole dang box with her, so I don't have to go back and forth.
That's a good point. Like, it wouldn't be that heavy for her to just pick up the box.
I mean, she's carrying a freaking plank of wood around with her.
So I had kind of decided that once you gotta flip the thing here. I kind of decided that once I was finished with all the Nancy Drew games chronologically, that I would find a way to stream, like, get a capture card or maybe borrow Graham's and stream like Pokemon games in chronological order.
That would be fun.
That'd be fun, right?
It'd be a lot longer.
It would be a lot longer, but there's also less games in the series than there are in this series.
Right.
So it'd probably actually come out to about the same amount of time.
This is gonna be the longest one.
Okay, so there's a way to tell when you pick up each one if it's good or not. Listen.
I just went to listen like this and I realized it's in my ear.
Pick up each one.
These are quiet.
Okay, so grab a quiet one.
All I hear is ding, 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 ding.
You start Nancy Drew over from the beginning again. I mean, Nancy Drew is life, so it's fine if you want to do that, because I don't want to argue, but it would be fun to do other series that I love a lot. So Pokemon's actually my number one, but I've actually never played Undertale, Graham, so I would have to get that before I could stream it, but that would be kind of cool to do like a blind playthrough of Undertale. Was it?
Oh.
Ah, there we go.
So now let's put it in.
You wrote the Morse code down?
Yep, so it's, the 5 is ... So
hold on. My ears break on this my ear. Okay.
So you have to type this, actually.
Like with the period?
Yes.
5.
And then ... ..
What's the dash? Space?
No, dashes.
Oh.
Okay, dash.
What is it? ...
2. ... 3. ... 5. ...
You're doing 2 more 5s.
5. 5.
And then 4 dots and a dash.
4.
3 dots and 2 dashes.
3.
4 dashes, 1 dot.
9.
And again, 4 dashes, 2 dot. 1 dot.
9.
There.
Yay!
Sent. And she's just been waiting at her window for like a day for you to do this. Or however long it's been since she put that note out.
Bottles out.
Okay.
Hello?
Hello, Nancy. Hilda here.
Hilda? Hilda Swenson?
Easy, girl. Not like you're talking to the Queen of England or anything. Although I did meet her once. Stuffy lot, those Windsors.
did you know my name?
Where there's a will and a satellite internet connection, there's always a way.
What's the other secret you said you
I
had?
feel like that first answer's rude.
As in all good films, all will eventually be revealed. In the meantime, I've sent you an email. Read it, follow the instructions, and we'll do lunch.
We will?
No. It's just an expression, dear. No one in Hollywood ever really has lunch when they say they're going to do lunch.
Oh.
I'll be in touch. And rest
I'll just
assured,
hold you.
I'll be watching. Which reminds me, someone's been up in the lighthouse. I couldn't see who. I hope they aren't doing any damage.
They did leave kind of a mess.
We really must put a stop to this, Nancy. Ciao.
Okay. So what did she say to do?
I don't remember.
Hilda's really great. I wish she had returned instead of Prudence. Like, as a phone character, that would be cool. I guess we can go talk to all of our friends. Well, friends. All of our suspects.
I don't have any friends.
Because we're not going to be friends anymore after the stream.
Nope. You made me jump across those rocks for nothing.
No, you have to eventually get clams.
Yeah. But that's not the point.
Make sure I don't
You made me jump across the rocks when I had nothing that I could have done.
What's up?
See you in a bit.
Enjoy.
Enjoy what?
Your day?
It's not like she's my waiter.
Maybe she's just saying, like, enjoy the day, and the kayaking, and the this, and the that.
No. It's a stretch.
Hi, Nancy. How's it going?
Did you know that there's a trap door in the floor of your banquet room?
A trap door? No. Where does it go?
It drops down into a tunnel, and when I explored it, I found trap doors going up into 2 other shops.
A tunnel? I don't know anything about it.
It's probably how those burglars got in and out.
Look, tunnels are dangerous. I don't want you going down there anymore.
You don't mean that.
I mean it. Just forget about this whole thing.
Ooh, someone's a little protective.
Salty!
Only if you call the sheriff and tell him about it.
No! Okay, look. I guess if you're real careful, you can keep poking
Someone
around
sounds kind
down
of guilty.
there. But I don't want you telling anybody else about that tunnel without coming to me first.
See,
Not
that's
for
what the
reasons.
suspect always
I've also
says
got
in these
work to do.
games.
You mean the culprit? They always say things like that?
Yeah.
See you around.
Yeah,
They
whatever.
do.
So who's your bet on culprit right now?
See, here's my logic when it comes to guessing people. I know how, like, writers work, and I know that they like to have you think it's one person the whole game, and then they bait and switch you at the last minute, and then it turns out, oh, it wasn't the obviously guilty, angry ex-boyfriend. It was really the sweet old butler that has been helping you this whole time.
Hi, Nancy.
So,
Thanks for your time.
I'm very careful about picking my suspects because I know that just because somebody... Old Man Withers? That's not a character, Graham.
I'm gonna check on something real quick here.
Okay, sure, just use my phone, whatever.
Is that
okay? Yeah. So, like, right now, Katie looks extremely guilty. Like, extremely. She's got a box of the, like, supplies and everything. So it's like... I feel like that could easily be her. She could be the culprit. But, at the same time, I think, oh, Tori, we shouldn't do this.
Oh.
At the same time, I think that could just be what they want you to think right now. See, look at that! Look at that guilt right there. I never watched Wayne's World.
Wayne's World is a pretty fun little movie.
Let's call this guy back.
Maritime Library. This is Casey.
Hi, this is Nancy Drew. Any luck finding what shipwreck that piece of driftwood came from?
Sorry, can't talk now. I'm waiting for a real important call from Nancy Drew.
Casey, that's me. I'm Nancy Drew.
Oh, then I got some good news.
You know the name of the shipwreck?
The SS Whitechapel Dawn sank 5 years ago right there in the channel outside Snakehorse Harbor, about a mile and a half due northwest of the lighthouse.
Really?
I hear that channel up there's been pretty busy, what with that orphaned whale messing things up for the fishermen and all. Anyway, everything fits except one thing.
I knew it was too good to be true.
The Whitechapel Dawn went down in deep water. Real deep water. Too deep for currents to be carrying debris up from it. Just not possible.
Could a recent storm have churned things up down there?
I've been doing this type of research for 20 years, young lady. When I say something's not possible, it's not possible.
Yet somehow a piece of wood from it washed ashore. Was there anything unusual about that ship?
It was just a regular old freighter bound for San Francisco from Vancouver, British Columbia. Nothing unusual about it if you don't count the rumors.
What rumors?
How about the
I'm
smuggling?
trying to figure out what to do next because I can't remember.
Please, tell me everything.
Nothing to tell. After it sank, some crew members said there was something unusual about the cargo it had been carrying. That's all. No specifics, just rumors.
Why did the ship sink?
What are you looking
Official
at?
cause was foul weather.
I don't know.
But whenever a boat goes down in those parts, they always unofficially blame it on... Oh, what do they call that sea serpent up there?
Caddy?
What to do next?
Caddy! That's what they call it! Caddy! Anyway, this has been fun, young lady, but I need to get back to work. By the way, I just got done emailing you something.
What?
I said
Oh,
I
that's
just
right.
got
Emails.
done emailing you something.
Emails are the
Great,
next things that
thanks.
get triggered.
Well, goodbye, Casey.
We
Goodbye,
should have
Caddy.
a few different
I
emails.
certainly hope he doesn't operate heavy machinery.
Yeah, me too. I don't think he'd be very good at it.
What is that smell?
What do you think the smell is?
Something in the fridge.
No, not the fridge. Remember I said to check something at the very when we first started the game. Check something later. And you were like,
The
oh.
closet. Oh, the ice.
Phew.
I bet it's Atlantic halibut.
Herring.
Herring.
Well, why would she have it?
Because she's feeding the dang orca!
Yep. She's feeding the dang orca.
Where's all this water coming from?
It's that thing melting. We already discovered that.
Gosh, Nancy, get with the program. Daddy Drew's day off. Something from Hilda.
So new coordinates.
Did you write it down?
But then to figure out what numbers the letters represent, take a good look at these equations. So A equals the number of nuns surrounding Snakehorse Harbor. B is the ID number of the buoy that's got graffiti on it. C is the number of isoface buoys surrounding Snakehorse Harbor plus 4. How many dollars Jenna charges for a cup of clam chowder, and the number of Karens in the tunnel. You're just the kind of person I was hoping to find, smart, resourceful, tenacious, and curious. Now this takes forever to do, so I'm actually going to give you probably need to read this one too.
I'm getting there.
But I'm going to give you the answers because they take forever to find.
Yeah. I can see
And I've
that.
done this before.
Stained glass art freak. Bombeck Lab examples royal.
So you can go into the web browser and go to that website. My dog is barking.
Get him out of my hair! Bad news.
It's like Hannah writing you emails about shenanigans at home.
Took the longest showers in history, Graham. He decided he needed a project.
He BRB'd, so he didn't hear you.
Yeah. Father's the worst handyman I've ever seen. Alrighty.
You can go to the DI portal and look at that website.
Oh, that's right, that's right.
Do a search. And it's that Bombeck thing.
There we go.
The hot kettle was originally called the Royal Flush Saloon. Interesting.
It's like, what's the game where you go down and find the speakeasy?
Ghost Dogs Moon Lake.
Yeah. Kind of ringing some bells.
We've been streaming for 3 hours. Think we can wrap it up in 3 more?
Yeah.
Me too. Giving away answers, that's not a blind playthrough. Yeah, you're kind of right, but at the same time I don't want this stream to be like 17 hours long. And because I'm really busy and Holland's really busy and it's like rare that we ever get the same day off, we had to take advantage of the one day that we had today and just like try to finish the whole thing.
And it would be really boring if you had to sit here and watch me count buoys. So, oh wait, no, I gotta go on the kayak anyways.
So you wanna
Stop
pull your
distracting me,
GPS
please.
out?
Yeah.
Okay, in 48, 42, 522, and west 123.
Well, it's 522 is not right.
Oh, then I'm sorry, I'm reading the wrong one. 485, and then west 123, 08, 735. You're facing like this right now.
Oh, I see. Went too far.
Yeah. So now, I think you're facing back to the shore, so. There you go.
Isn't this in another game?
Similar. There is something very much like this in the Haunted Carousel.
Yeah, yeah.
The carousel, yeah.
I don't know when it opens yet.
No. Oh man, someone's calling on kayaking?
I commend your ability to take direction and to follow through.
I mean, not swim.
You're definitely a cut above. And for that, you've just been rewarded.
She is a stalker!
You're watching me? Right now?
I told you I would be. I always keep my word, Nancy. I think it's the least human beings can do for each other. Now, here's your next mission.
I still have the
Listen
markers.
carefully. I hope you like poems. Below ground is a rock with a strange anvil look. When you're near it, behold what's above. Letters found at the beach will put a new spot in reach. Letters only a sailor could love. Oh, my apologies, dear. I'm many things, but I'm afraid I'm not much of a poet.
Do you watch everyone in Snake Horse Harbor? Is that how you know something fishy is going on?
I'm a very curious person. I like to know things. Let's just leave it at that. Let's see, where was I? The device you just found. It'll come in handy when you get where you're going after you've gone where my poem takes you. Goodbye, Nancy.
Oh no, please don't hang up. I've got so many questions.
Sucker.
So, obviously, she told you where to go use that.
Seals. Or sea lions.
See, that's one thing that I love Charleston, don't get me wrong, but we don't have things like seals, you know, off of our coast.
Why would you want them? They just like
They're cool.
bark and make lots of noise.
Yeah, but I mean, we have seagulls, and they're basically that annoying.
No,
Is that the last
they're
we
not
hear
that
from her?
annoying.
I think we hear from Hilda one more time, if I remember correctly.
I would hope so, because I still have to find these rock things.
Well, she said go to the Anvil Rock, remember?
Yeah.
You know where that is.
Yeah. Like, get back to it. Cool.
Hilda is a super cool character, and it's a shame that she doesn't make another appearance back. 3475.
Wait, am I in the wrong?
No, you gotta pull the thing anyway.
Oh yeah.
Nope, that goes down into that sea cave.
Oh, that's right.
Now I can't get out through the tunnel.
Can you... What? I guess you have to go through the hot kettle?
Yeah, I guess so.
What was the point of opening that then?
I don't know.
Maybe in Midnight in Salem she'll give us fishing tips or something. That'd be cool. It'd be cool if she came back in Midnight in Salem. It'd be cool if we got any information on Midnight in Salem. I mean, I'm not complaining, I'm really not. And I
hope Midnight in Salem's like more like Ghost of Thornton Hall, with like ghost kind of like haunting.
Well, I mean, it's in Salem about the witch
Which
trials.
is about witch trials,
So I think it'll be darker like that.
Something, yeah. That was my favorite game. It still is my favorite game. It's Ghost of Thornton Hall, just because I liked how dark.
CJ's favorite game is your least favorite game.
Oh, are you the one? You're the one that likes the Deadly Device.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a fan of that game.
She's not a fan of that game at all.
At all.
And I'm not a big fan myself, but she's even less of a fan of Deadly Device than I am.
Yeah. I think the biggest reason was because it's just so, like, it's just all, like, snooping around and, like, changing the time and talking to this person and talking to that person. Then you have to, like, put the photo thing together and, like, it's just, I just didn't think it was fun. At all.
Well, you're wrong, is what he says. That's fine. Like,
you're entitled to be wrong.
Yeah.
As well, so.
Yeah. People are entitled to have different opinions on
even if yours is wrong.
Okay, guys. Let's not fight.
No, I like the puzzle. I like the puzzle games. Like another one of my favorite games was what's Tomb of the Lost Queen. I liked that one a lot. Okay,
There's
now
an opening up there. It goes to another tunnel.
Left or right? Well, obviously not that way.
or that way.
So then go down. Oh wait, this is where this came in handy. The port starboard thing.
Oh.
I forgot about that till just now, so let's hopefully we're not lost.
I'm lost in a cave! Okay. Let's try and go back to the beginning. You
may just have to like hug the right, like, you know?
Like how you guys got out of the corn maze?
Yeah. So there's plenty of puzzles in Deadly Device. I also like puzzle games, which is why I love Trail of the Twister, and very few people do.
I haven't played that one yet.
She hasn't played that one yet.
I haven't played that one yet.
I actually like Trail of the Twister. I don't care for the atmosphere very much. It's a little bit bland, but I really do like the puzzles in that game. And
I'm seriously like lost in this cave.
Yeah, that was my bad. Hug the right. Just hug the right the entire way. Eventually, you gotta make it there, right?
No, I think I keep just walking in circles.
Okay, so there's the beginning. So
okay.
Now we'll go one at a time. So port is left, right?
Port's left.
So left, right will be the next. Right, right, left, left, right, and then right again, and then right, left, left, right, left, and then left again.
I probably walked right past this one, I think.
Oh, he said, we are so different, it hurts. The reason I love Trail and Twister is because I love the atmosphere. It's my favorite atmosphere in any game.
Looks like the device.
I mean, that's fine. I'm like, that's cool.
I haven't played it yet, so
that's
I have
cool
a
if you
little
like
more
it.
in
It's very Oklahoma, you know. It's the
Looks like the device.
classic Oklahoma style. I bet if I grew up in, I mean,
the device I found. More coordinates. Should have known. No signal.
you'll have to make those.
Did you write
use
them?
this
More
at those
coordinates.
coordinates?
Did you write them down?
Should have known.
You want to find your way out of here going backwards from these?
No, I'm just gonna
Okay.
go as I go along.
Well then, I'll talk about Trail and Twister. It's very Oklahoman. I bet if I had grown up kind of in the Midwest-ish like that, I probably would appreciate it more. I lived in Little Rock, Arkansas for a little bit growing up, but it was very boring, and it was very, like, there's literally nothing to do in Little Rock but, like, watch movies. I'm not exactly city folk. I mean, Charleston isn't considered metropolitan. I've lived here most of my life, with the exception of living in Little Rock, Arkansas. I really love, you know, I wouldn't say that I'm like a suburbia like fan, but I like smaller towns. I think Charleston has kind of a good blend
No, but
between
when
the two.
people say like small town, they mean like one stoplight. That's like small town America,
I'd have to have a reason
where
for
like
living
everybody
in a tiny
knows
town.
everybody. So you're more of like suburban.
But at the same
because-
time, the idea of living in a city,
Alright,
like,
tell me how to get out of here.
okay, well I don't know where you are, so
Um,
so just hug the right until you get out of here. The idea of living in like a city like New York City or LA disgusts me. Way too manic, way too crowded, way too unfriendly.
Oh, I'm back at the Rock.
I'm very okay. Then hang on.
Give me that. You just talk about your life. Okay.
That's gonna be backwards, so you're gonna have to go
I know.
right for.
Mhm.
I don't know. I guess I'm kind of in the middle of like small town. From a town of 2,000. Yeah, that is a lot smaller than Charleston. My mom grew up in small town Mississippi, like backwoods Mississippi. My dad grew up in Pittsburgh. So I have a very country mother and a very Yankee father, and I think that I kind of got a blend of both of those. I like visiting big cities. I would not want to live in big cities. I love visiting tiny towns. I don't think I'd want to live in a tiny town. I really like being kind of in the middle there. So
Basically suburbia.
So I guess, yeah, I'm a fan of suburbia.
I mean, you live in suburbia.
I do live in suburbia.
This is suburbia. Your neighborhood.
My dog is still
Suburbia.
barking.
See, I want to live like out in the middle of nowhere. Like have a huge plot of land and like not have to worry about like anybody else being close enough that I can hear them, hear their dogs barking, or...
So you may really like Twister then.
Yeah, I might. But at the same time, I do like big cities. I think it's fun being out and like hustle and bustle. So I kind of like both like extremes. But I wouldn't want to live in a big city. I wouldn't want to live where like I can hear my neighbors like walking around upstairs in my apartment, and you know.
I wouldn't want to live in
Where,
like a tiny studio.
What am I doing again?
I'm trying to figure out what I like still. I'm afraid of cities, but it might eventually live there. You should at least like visit some, try it. I mean,
Yeah.
you might like cities. I think it really depends on like your personality and temperament, and like the kind of pace that you.
And I think your
deal
opinion
with.
can change throughout life. Like my dad grew up in New York City, and we moved to like just a normal like regular sized neighborhood, and now he and my mom both kind of want to be like out in the middle of nowhere. You know, so it's like
I think
as
it's
you
an age thing too.
as you
Well, not
grow,
necessarily, but
I just think your opinions can change. It's not necessarily that like the older you get, the more away from people you want to be. So, alrighty, barefoot tracker.
okay. So that's in 48, 42.522, and then West 123, 08.799. Moving to a city in August, so that'll make a difference. Yeah, it'll be a good change of pace, I think.
Definitely. I like getting a change of pace. It's good for you.
Are you going for any reason, or just to try something different? Where are you going?
Well, I could have gone straight.
We're going away from it.
Yeah, I know, because there were rocks in my way. It's
You're
this
going
one,
through
right?
this one.
Oh. Yeah, because there were rocks in my way. I had to go the other way.
Turn around where you're at. Oh, you're going to school there. Okay, that's cool. I can respect that. Okay, you're on it. So, like, just turn... Yeah, use that on the water. There you go. Another puzzle box!
Except not. At all. It just had these.
Okay.
Hilda?
Uh-oh, I'm getting predictable. This really will be our last conversation.
Oh, I hope not. I'd really like to meet you.
I'm afraid that's not going to happen. So,
Pause that first.
here you are
Pause
on
it?
the home stretch.
No, don't pause it. Just don't click anything. Yeah, CJ, Charleston is a lot smaller than... Its name is a lot bigger than we actually are. Which is good in a way and bad in a way. The good thing is that, you know, we aren't that metropolitan, you know. We have, like, maybe one, like, bus transit system in Charleston. The city itself is pretty small, you know. The cities around it are just as big, maybe even bigger than the city of Charleston itself.
It's like the city of Charleston's on a peninsula, and so that's the actual, like, city of Charleston. But then there's the greater Charleston area, which is like, it's the same way if you think of, like, New York City has 5 boroughs.
Right.
It's like Charleston has, like, we have West Ashley, James Island, Johns Island, Somerville, you know,
Mount Pleasant.
And so those areas are, like, around, kind of surround the city of Charleston. But, so that's, like, the greater Charleston area. But the city of Charleston is actually very, very small, because it's on this tiny little strip of, like, a peninsula.
The bad thing about it is that because we're smaller than we're acclaimed for, is that people visit and they fall in love, and people are moving here at, like, an exponentially fast rate, which is great. I love that people love my city, but we're genuinely not big enough to hold all of the people that are coming in. And so traffic has become insanely bad. Like a town our size, a city our size should not be having the traffic problems that we're having, and, you know, that's something that, of course, our, like, local, you know, politicians and stuff are, like, trying to figure out. But it's great that people love my city, but we can't hold everybody easily that's trying to move here. So that's the bad side of it. But at the same time, it's a good blend of, like, arts and history. It can appeal to kind of the younger crowd and the older and stuff like that. Oh, Cincinnati is bigger than Charleston, I guarantee. But yeah. The only thing I know about Cincinnati is that's where they filmed the last Captain America movie.
Yeah.
That's really all I know about Cincinnati.
I was in Dayton for a couple months, and that's tiny. That's tiny, tiny. And, like, everything's really spread out. But,
anyway, so just talking about our city.
And we're both, like, not her so much. She lived in stupid Arkansas, but
I was little.
I was born and raised here, so, you know.
I was born here and kind of raised here.
She was pretty much raised here, so we're, like, the locals that, like, really care, you know. So we kind of, and I think a lot of Charlestonians, especially the people that were born and raised here, are really protective of our city and, like, what we want it to become. Like, there's a height restriction on all the buildings downtown. Like, it has to be, you can't have a building higher than 5 stories downtown, because it has so much historical significance and, like, the historical preservation and things like that. So it's like, if all of a sudden they're building, you know, high-risers in Charleston, like, the locals would hate it. We would hate it. You know,
yeah.
It would drive Charleston has a lot of charm.
It's kind of like,
we don't want to lose that.
In the Phantom of Venice, and I know you haven't played that one yet, but this isn't a spoiler. You have that conversation with I think it might be Colin. He's basically talking about how...
You should definitely visit. Absolutely.
And Colin talks about how people come to Venice and they fall in love with her and they move here. And then because of that, the people who were born and raised in Venice end up not able to afford living in their hometown and they have to move away. And that's kind of happening in Charleston, as sad as it is, but it's like a very like parallel to what happens in that game, what Colin talks about. So anyway, back to this game, which is pretty great too.
You mean I'm never going to get any kind of explanation? Oh, that's not fair.
Okay, look. When I made my exit from Snake Horse Harbor, I left everything behind. You know, to kind of prove that I'd lost all my marbles. Problem is, I left behind something that I realize now I should have taken with me. My notebook on Benjamin Hawkins. Someone has obviously found it and is misusing it. See, my husband and I explored every inch of land in, around, and under Snake Horse Harbor. What we discovered, and we discovered everything, we wrote down in that notebook.
So this fishy thing that's going on, you feel like it's your fault.
Precisely. So, use what I just gave you and take a look at the boat and the bottle that Andy has. A really good look. When the time comes, you'll know what to do with what you see.
One more thing. Why do you want everyone to think you're crazy when you're obviously not?
After my husband died, I just got bored. I love the Sandwalks, but the people of Snake Horse Harbor, I got tired of them. So I moved across the channel, and to make sure people left me alone.
You pretended to be nuts.
But then I got to thinking that it might be a good idea to make contact with someone trustworthy, just in case. Hence the messages in the bottles. Now, get going before it's too late. And what I just told you, keep it to yourself, okay?
Sure. So you won't be calling me anymore?
No. This, as they say in the business, is a wrap.
Well, I've enjoyed knowing you.
And I you. Thank you, Nancy.
Goodbye, Hilda.
So
she's a really good character.
Yeah. So we go look at the bottle, or the boat in the bottle at Andy's place.
The music in this game reminds me of the Disney movie Treasure Planet.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's what it reminds me of. It's like one of my favorite Disney movies.
We're sharing headphones so that we can hear and that. We're actually getting kind of close to the end of this game. Like, we could probably finish it in an hour or less.
It's because I'm that amazing.
There's some kind of symbols on those sails.
So, there you go. Do you remember where you saw those?
The only thing I'm thinking of right now is your shadow with your bracelet. And I'm like, no, definitely wasn't those.
No, in this game I said you don't have the solution to this yet. But you will find it toward the end of the game. Do you remember where that was?
No.
Okay, go below the lighthouse again.
Bike all the way to the lighthouse!
Well, you have your helmet, so you won't die.
Nancy needs to invest in a car!
Biking is good for your leg muscles.
Every day is leg day. So yeah, part of me wants to suspect right now, part of me wants to suspect what's-her-face. Yeah, but at the same time, like, probably isn't her. It's probably the guy running for, Harbor Master. Or it could even be what's-her-face in the cafe.
I think this game does a pretty good job at giving everybody a pretty solid motive.
You say that about all the games.
It's true, though. These games are really good at that. They're good at giving every character at least one good motive and one.
But then sometimes they really heavily pin it on one person.
That's true. Sometimes, like
with this game. They're like
really heavily pinned it on Katie.
Just like making her look like the worst. She's like Satan.
Yeah.
In this game.
See, down below there.
Down here? Oh. Wait.
You go forward and turn around.
Ooh. Music's gotten scary.
Okay, so the first symbol will be the one that you press, which is this one.
This
that
one?
I really poorly drew.
That's really bad, Tori.
I know. So there's that, and then you
and
put
then it was
this
the cross and the star, right?
Right. Where's the star? There's no star.
Maybe you push the star.
Maybe you push the star.
Maybe you got it backwards.
And then it would be these two. Ha!
Ha-ha! Something's gonna break. But something's gonna break. Find the part.
Okay, so now you will go back into that initial sea cave that you went into, and go right through there.
Oh, okay, and the kayaking.
Yeah.
Ding
Yeah,
ding.
we actually are getting pretty close to the end of the game.
I want to make that thing stop!
You can't because the wind.
I want to rip it off. How can you tell how many viewers you have?
I just tapped this and then it says how many.
You have 6 viewers.
Yeah.
Wow.
So people will be counted even if they are not logged into an account, and if nobody's chatting, then I'm, you know. Which Cedar's obviously chatting, and Graham was wherever he went, but then he BRB'd like 30 minutes ago. So it's this one you're going to.
Guess I better stay away from there.
You're gonna have to go all the way up that way, and then turn to the left. It's not there.
I think I've determined that Nancy Drew is in the best shape.
Wow, this must be where Benjamin Hawkins used to hide out.
Let's take a look around.
Look at all the frozen Atlantic herring. Nancy, come on.
Oh my gosh. Someone's trained her. She's not wild at all. Maybe she wants to play catch.
See, she's so cute. Every time you kick it in, she'll bounce it back to you.
How do you know it's a she?
Well, Nancy just said she. Maybe she wants to play catch. And remember, Katie had mentioned earlier, she should be treated and not returned to her pod.
Oh, that's true. Can't use any of this stuff?
Look at this.
Yeah.
That piece of driftwood I found must have come from a container like this one.
Where did I find that again? It was on the rocks,
beach,
right?
Yeah.
Harness series. Can I have a camera? What the heck? Why would you need all this for a... Why would you need a... Oh, never mind. I was like, why do you need to have a breathing apparatus for an orca? But it's like...
So like your skin
so
can breathe.
the skin can breathe. I was like, what the heck is this?
Firestone. Those must belong to Katie.
Guilty. Or someone stole her gloves. Planted all this. Pinned it on her. Is that it?
I think that's everything you can look at. Who is Tyler Mid? The guy in charge of making that orca harness, obviously.
He must work with Katie.
Or he's in like some weird military.
They're trying to make orca warriors.
It's like the Navy SEALs are wanting
You
to
know,
like,
the Navy SEALs wanted to train dolphins.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come back, pull me to shore.
Nancy comes like rolling into the harbor like, what's up guys?
Really?
Hi, Nance. We're bored silly here, so we thought we'd give you a call. What's going on?
Great timing.
Really, Bess and George.
You will not
I don't
believe what
like this
just
George's
discovered.
voice.
What? Tell us.
For one thing, that orca
She
that's
sounds
been
sick.
causing all the trouble around here, it's not wild at all. It's been trained.
How do you know?
Because I played fetch with it. I toss something into the water.
I don't think
and it
that's
uses
really
its head
like
to kind of bonk it back.
scientific
You just picked that up on
evidence there.
No, see, I found this hidden sea cave, and in it was this harness type thing like the military uses on the orcas that it trains.
So what do you think it's been trained for?
I'm pretty sure it has something to do with that piece of driftwood I found.
I'm boring
Somebody
myself.
trained the orca to dive down to that shipwreck and retrieve whatever the Whitechapel Dawn was carrying?
Casey the librarian.
That's okay,
said
Alice,
we
no
should put it
worries.
in smuggling something, and people don't usually bother smuggling something unless it's valuable.
That's okay.
Who trained
We,
the
as
orca?
you're still there, that's what
In that
counts.
hidden sea cave, I came across something else.
We'll still talk to you.
A pair of work gloves. They had Katie's name on them.
Oh my gosh. Katie's behind all this?
Not necessarily. Those gloves
That's true,
might
they could have been stolen because all of the boat parts and stuff were stolen from her.
Not yet. I'm on my way to do
Supposedly.
that right now.
Get
Supposedly.
going and let us know what she says as soon as she says it.
I will.
Your cat kind of sounds like a jerk, Alice, but then again, all cats are jerks in some capacity.
I hate cats. I'm
She's
sorry
a hat
if you. I'm sorry
She's
if
a
you.
hat cater.
A hat cater. Yeah.
Yeah, that. She's cat.
You're allowed to love your cats, but don't expect me to.
He's just like spinning around.
I
Go
don't
this
know what
way.
I'm doing.
Go forward.
Yeah.
Now turn that
No,
way.
one of my friends in college, like, absolutely adores her cats. And, like, that's all fine and dandy, but then she expects me to love her cats, too. And I'm like, no, I'm not gonna love your cats because I don't like cats.
It's like the same way that like people who have babies, which cool, babies are fine. Like,
Please love your baby. If you have a child, please love your child.
Katie's gone. But I don't want you to get mad at me because I didn't like your 72 pictures that you posted in a 2-hour span on your Facebook. Like, I don't care that much. He's very snuggly and furry.
Exactly. More love for you. Please, you can have all of that love. Be back shortly. Everybody's gone. They're all out to get the orca. Captain Ahab's on the prowl.
Hang on, I'll be right with you.
Since when are you too busy for me?
I need a
This is
favor.
the end of the
I
game,
need
by
you
the
to
way.
take me out on your boat.
Right now? What for?
I really need to get out to where a boat went down 5 years ago. It's just outside the channel.
Why?
There's a chance that Katie Firestone is out there, and I really need to talk to her. Just before she took off in her boat, she told me she'd been secretly feeding the orca.
That's a lie!
Boat out now. It's just call the Coast Guard.
I can't. Not until I know for sure what's going on. I can explain on the way.
Look, I'm not going anywhere. And if you know what's good for you, neither are you. Just forget it.
Alright, guess I'm gonna have to kayak myself out there.
Now see if Jenna will talk to you.
I heard everything you told Holt. Believe me, there's nothing I'd like better than to help you get the goods on Ms. High and Mighty. But I got a cafe to run. Try Andy Jason.
I just did. He's out.
Well, obviously she triggered him to be back in, because that's how these games work.
See, it's realistic when you're slipping off rocks, but then it's not realistic when somebody disappears and then you have a 2-second conversation and then they appear again.
Well, no, think about it. There's a time lapse because you have to bike all the way there and back.
No. No.
Hi, Nancy.
I was hoping you could help me.
I was just about to close up shop, but what do you need?
So did this whole thing happen in the course of one day?
Katie fixed your boat and took it out.
I don't know, that'd be pretty
She may have
impressive.
gone out to the site of this old shipwreck. In any case, I'd really like to catch up to her.
And you'd like me to give you a ride?
Just partway. I'd like to try to sneak up on her.
Sneak up on her?
Sneak on her? Sneak on her?
I need you to take me out 1.5 miles due northwest of the lighthouse. Please, this is really important. I can explain on the way.
Oh, man. You've got me so curious, there's no way I can say no.
That's what my
You just
reaction
got
would be if
yourself a
somebody
boat
came
ride.
up to me and was like, I need you to help me do this.
Careful. I'll be waiting right here.
Oh, I don't even have to paddle?
So you think Katie's it? Like,
Well, I mean, I don't know.
I'm gonna try to be as quiet as possible because we have plenty of time and I want you to figure this out by yourself if possible.
Whale's making her final dive. Good. The launch just brought in the last of the stuff that was stored in the sea cave. Another hour, and we'll be out of here.
If the crew sees me, I'm done.
Oh man, I have to sneak around.
What are you eating?
Beef jerky. Liberated it from that camping supply place. Want some?
Still can't believe you robbed
Sound
those
like the
places.
robbers.
The boss was fit to be tied, especially after you hit that cafe.
Having that tunnel with all those trap doors and nobody suspecting a thing? It was like being a kid with a key to the candy store. I couldn't help myself.
I wonder what's in those. Those look like animal furs.
Ooh. Definitely illegal. Oh, although if it came from a shipwreck.
Hey, no snoozing. Boss says this Nancy Drew person is a real troublemaker.
You're just like,
she's
duck!
gonna show up out here.
I'm just telling you what the boss told me. Keep your eyes open.
Uh-oh.
Oopsie. Looks like we got ourselves a
Well.
stowaway.
I thought about ducking behind the thing, but I did not. Let me save this before I forget.
No, you're gonna have to hit second chance and then save it.
Oh. So do I have to like figure out where to go?
Right.
Okay.
What was that?
Uh-oh.
Couldn't hide.
Looks like we got ourselves a stowaway.
I was just thinking about endgames the other day. This is one of the best endgames in the series. I agree.
Yeah, a lot of endgames are pretty lame.
So you know you can't go forward to over there.
Yeah. I
So-
can't go back this way.
So, back up.
What was that?
Uh-oh.
Hold it right there,
You have to like hide.
I know, I was hiding.
No, you were just turning around.
No, I thought I backed up into the thing. So I'm hiding right here, right?
Yeah. So if you take a step that way, you're gonna have to turn around and run back.
You hear something?
No, but see, it won't let me click.
I got you.
Hold it right
Then you
there,
must have just gone the
busy.
wrong way.
Yeah. Feels like a really long, like, pause. So I can't go this way.
Well, try it again. No.
No.
Oopsie. Looks like we
Can't go that
got
way at all.
ourselves a stowaway.
I like how they don't reveal. the
Yeah,
secret
how
yet.
it's like 2 men and a woman, so it could be anyone.
Found this terrifying the first time I played the game, having to sneak around the boat and the idea of what they were going to do when they caught me. Okay, so this is what I would try. Go forward into this.
This way?
Yep. Twice. And then turn around real quick and jump back in. Or, like, see if it'll let you run over there.
What was that?
Turn. Oh, it won't
Nope.
let you. How do you get out of here then?
If it ain't the Goyle detective herself.
I don't know what to do then. I don't know how to get out of here.
You're supposed to know everything!
Okay, if you turn around, go that way. Click here, now see. Okay, now turn around.
See, this is where I was.
Yeah. But if
I
you...
can't go that way at all.
Right.
And I can't go this way
Right.
at all.
So...
I can't go this way.
Yeah, this is so confusing. Let's see if I can figure this out. Oh, there you go. Hide right there.
Where'd you
And
put
then
the
you're gonna have
notebook?
to just like run.
Nice
when they leave.
uphill the nut job to leave it
I
behind
think.
like that, huh?
Couldn't have pulled this off without it, that's for sure.
Do I have to go down the steps?
I don't remember. Try it.
I feel like that one was golden rules.
That must be the orca I saw before. Katie? Oh my gosh.
Nancy, I was afraid no one would
Why are you
ever
so
find
loud?
me.
I don't know, it's like the cutscenes are louder than normal
I
conversations.
fixed my boat and went right out to check on the whale, only the fog was rolling in and it was getting dark. Then I finally saw her, only she was being fed by some men in an outboard. They were putting some sort of
See, that's why I
harness
never
on her.
suspect who
When
they think is
saw
like
me,
supposed to
they
be
rammed
guilty.
my boat, then grabbed me, tied me up, and brought me here. I don't
Unless
know
this
what's
is all an
going
act.
on.
She really is
I
the
think I
culprit.
do. They're using the whale to bring up smuggled cargo from a shipwreck.
Shh! Listen! Someone's coming! Hide! Hide!
Well, Katie, you'll be happy to know that your friend Nancy will be joining us any minute. Hey, how'd you get that gag off?
Yep. This is
Well, it
Corpse. Hi,
appears
hi,
she's
Corpse.
already here. Alright, where are you?
This is Corpse. Oh, hey.
Nancy!
I just found the bad guy.
Kayak, I could go get him.
Make it back to your kayak.
Are you kidding me?
Go!
Somebody stop her!
Go, run!
Run away from the orca! No!
Hi, Corpse.
Well, what do we have here?
I knew it was you all along.
You
Alright,
did it,
hold,
Nancy.
Jenna, if anything
Yeah, right,
happens
you
to me,
figure it out.
they'll know you did it.
Nice try. But I can smell a bluff a mile away. You're about to become the victim of an unfortunate kayaking accident. Or maybe I'll tell my customers that the snake horse got you. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Say goodnight, Nancy.
He's just like,
So don't throw it at him.
no, I meant to throw it to the orca. That like didn't click.
Well, you're gonna turn, and then you can like.
Well, what do we have here?
I knew it was you all along. His
hair is so curly!
If anything happens to me, they'll know you did it.
Nice try. But I can smell a bluff a mile away. You're about to become the victim of an unfortunate kayaking accident. Or maybe I'll tell my customers that the snake horse got you. Yeah, that's what I'll do.
Click the thing.
Click into the water. There you go.
What did you do that for? Say goodnight, Nancy.
Oh, who's gonna like text them?
Nuts.
Good night, Nancy.
Way to go, buddy!
So now he comes out.
Yeah.
Dear Ned, you gotta hand it to Andy Jason. The plan he cooked up to
did it.
recover smuggled
Like 4
animals
hours.
was a darn good
So
one.
bad.
First, he got himself an orca that the Russians had trained for covert
The
military
Russians.
operations. Then he made it look like the whale was
Dr.
an orca,
Pridovicu
so
is
he
in
could
it.
hide her
In on
plain
it.
She's
sight
in on
while
it.
she did his dirty work at night. Then he and his henchmen disabled Katie's boat to keep her out of their way. They needed work gloves, so they stole hers. In fact, Andy's henchmen couldn't resist using the tunnel they'd found out about in Hilda's notebook to steal practically everything they could get their hands on. But now Andy and his buddies are in jail.
Oh, I love
Jenna
Jenna's, like,
is
orange
serving more
jumpsuit.
clam chowder than ever. Katie is planning to vote for Holt after all. The orca is getting along great with a local pod and is rapidly losing interest in humans. And I'm back on the ferry headed home.
Which doesn't really happen.
See you soon, Nancy. P.S. Just before I left, I saw something appear, then quickly disappear in the channel by Katie's boat. She said it was just a log, but I'm pretty sure it was you-know-who saying goodbye.
In the book, Katie's actually the villain. It's weird. Okay, I haven't read that one yet, but that's cool to know.
Da, da, da. Do I get a award?
Yeah,
An
Sassy
award?
Detective.
No. Presented with the Certificate of Award and the Orienteering Experts.
There you go.
Hey, fellow detective, ever been to a ranch?
The preview for the next
I
game.
haven't, but I've been
My
invited to
favorite!
one.
This one's
It's
Tori's
in
favorite
Arizona,
game.
and it's called Shadow Ranch, and I can't wait to go. You're invited too, but I should probably warn you, it could be a little dangerous.
Watch out for rattlesnakes.
My favorite game. Shadow Ranch, my favorite game. That'll be the next one that we play.
Alrighty.
We did it. So thank you guys so much for stopping in. We didn't really know how long it was going to take, but that was really fun. I had fun. Did you have fun?
Yeah.
We completed a whole game in about 4 hours. That was blind with a little bit of help from me so that it wouldn't take too long.
We didn't want to make it a 6-hour
Yeah.
6-hour stream.
Or longer.
Yeah.
But it was so much fun. Thank you guys for joining. Shadow Ranch is my favorite, Alice. That's right. You must have remembered me mentioning that before. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. I may stream tomorrow night. If I end up doing nothing, we'll see how it goes. I have to run upstate tomorrow and back home. But I'll definitely see you sometime next week. Take care of yourselves, guys, and we'll see you again soon.
See ya.
Bye.